Good, everybody? This is your boy Fist Vegas, the hardest voice in sports. And this is the first episode of Giants Outsiders. And I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the Giants OG himself, Kyle Pizzle. What's up, baby?
What's up, Fisk? How you doing, baby?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I'm
So
doing
let
good.
let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and let's put it out there on the table for everybody because I have seen on your channel, on this channel, where you've been hyping this up. You've been talking about this, and I've seen people talk about, well, don't Fisk and Pizzle not like each other? Don't they hate each other? And I want to get something clear, and then we can go on with it. Okay, and we can give these people what I think is going to be some of the best New York Giants content that they're going to be able to find on the internet. So so at one time, Pizzle came at Fisk, right? I came at you because you had said some stuff about Eli Manning, correct?
Correct.
You were talking some smack about Eli, and I didn't like it. And the reality is I was, a little bit naive about Eli. My perspective was that the Giants had a lot of issues other than the quarterback, and there were a lot of content creators, including yourself, that was putting a lot of blame on Eli. And I didn't think that was fair. Now we can talk about it, but I didn't think it was right. So I came at Fisk, and you came at back at me hard, fire squad and all. All right. And here's what changed my opinion about Fisk Vegas. This is what changed my opinion is that I watched other content creators, giant content creators at that, where they would have an opinion about something, and then it would be a week later they would sit there and flip flop their opinion. And it would, for example, like they would be on the Daniel Jones train, or or then next week they'd be off of it. Then they'd be back on. Then they'd be off. And the thing I started to respect about Fisk is that whether you're right or wrong, you stay to that opinion, and I can respect that. If you think Eli Manning's trash, you stayed with that. And so that's in the end, I said, man, to me, I can respect if the dude just keeps his opinion, not flip flopping. To me, that's important. That leaves for us to have good debates, good conversations, good content. That to me is important to put out there, not to have a bunch of crap where we do some content and we just agree with one another because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so, if you hurt my feelings, so be it. If I hurt your feelings, so be it. But the point being is as a fan and as a content creator, we should have our opinions. We should stick to them. We should flip flop. And if we got to do some yelling and hollering at each other, then so be it. So to me, that's what changed my opinion about Fist Vegas. And that's what made me say, you know what? I need to work with this guy. We don't need to have this beef where it's where we because at the end of the day, we kind of the same type of alpha males at the
Oh,
end of the
yeah.
day.
We both
What
60-minute men.
I know I am. But the fact is it doesn't make you a bad person just because you have a different opinion of me. What makes you bad, in my opinion, is the fact if you flip flop. That's what makes you bad. So
Agreed.
so to me, and there's too much of that on YouTube now. There's way too much of that. Way too much. And the point being is like just stay with what you are. Even if you're wrong, that's your opinion and just eat your crow on it. So
Agreed.
that was my thing. So going back to the original thing, you were talking junk about Eli, and I loved Eli. I was one of Eli's biggest supporters on YouTube, and to me, I don't think I was necessarily wrong about the Eli situation because it ain't like the Giants got better once they replaced Eli, right? Which now leads us kind of to is Daniel Jones that dude or not? You know, and that's really up the debate the big debate in 2022.
Agreed. Well, here's what I'll say. And this is a little background on how I feel about Kyle Pizzle and what made me change my mind on Kyle Pizzle. So, those of y'all who don't know, when when I get ready to do those firing range videos, I go back and I watch people content. You know what I'm saying? I like to get to know them a little bit. So when I go in on them, I'm coming from a point of perspective. So I'm not out there talking crazy. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I loved Cop Pizzle content. I'm sitting back, I'm going through it, just trying to see what he's talking about, see what I can diss him on. And Kyle Pizzle's energy is so freaking amazing. I love that energy. It's not, it's not boring. It's not that fake ESPN. Let me be PC buttoned up and sound professional. It's none of that. He's got that Fist Vegas energy. And I always respected that about Kyle Pizzle content. Always did. So when we finally got a chance to work together on my other co-host channel, my man Pest the Analyst, shout out to Pest. It really was good. I was, oh, he's not that bad of a guy. I was shocked. I was like, oh, okay. Kyle Pizzle really, he not only does he know his stuff, but he's a funny guy. He's a cool dude. Sometimes when you live stream and you work with a lot of YouTubers, especially as many as I work with, I know Kyle Pizzle's working his fair share of content creators as well. Sometimes the chemistry don't always be there. Sometimes it's like the vibe don't be there.
It
But
really don't.
it don't. But like when me and Cop Pizzle got in the string together and we jumped dang on Pest for talking reckless, I was like, yeah, this gonna work. This Skyhawk Kevin Nash right here. This we formed like Voltron when we had to take on Pest for talking spicy. I loved it. And one of the things I respect about Cop Pizzle is he keep it 100. He say his opinion. He's not trying to fit in like the rest of these Giants content creators who piggyback off one another and just try and sound smart and go with the flow. He's not afraid to get some heat. He's not afraid to take that clap back for saying something unpopular. And that's what I respect about him, because a lot of these Giants YouTubers, a lot of these Giants content creators, they try to play the middle. They try to say what they think is going to get the most likes, what they're going to say, what they think is going to get the most clicks. They don't want to have an outstanding opinion that won't be popular. If they say Daniel Jones is good, they don't want to go in their comment section and see, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Daniel Jones is trash. Daniel Jones is trash.
That's one thing. That's one thing I don't like. I'm glad you bring that up because I hate when I watch a content creator. Okay, and this ain't just Giants, but this is all types of content. When I watch a content and it's like the comments are dictating what the content actually is. The comments. It's like whoever. So for example, it's like if everybody in the comment section was like Daniel Jones is trash. It's like whoever's producing the content just says, yeah, y'all right. And like
Yep.
that's what that sucks. Like why would I want to come on for that? What that and so to me, I need to get with somebody, for example, like Fisk, who's gonna be like, man, listen, we appreciate the support, we appreciate y'all being in here, but this is what we feel. This is how we feel. Whether it's agreeing with you guys or not, you can I'm not saying that you can't say, yeah, y'all wrong, y'all off, but like I don't want to watch content where the commenters, the typers, the keyboard warriors are dictating what's being said in the stream. That's lousy
Agreed.
content.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, like, for example, right? When it comes to Fist Vegas, I'm 10 toes down on Daniel Jones. I don't care how y'all feel about it. And when it comes to Kyle Pizzle, correct me if I'm wrong, you weren't too thrilled on the Kayvon Thibodeaux pick. You wanted the
Hey,
corner.
I would love to. We can talk about that. I can talk about that all because I even feel like I even got some ammunition right now with Thibodeaux that I'm a little bit worried about. We can that's what's great about it is I want to be with somebody and I want to work with somebody that's got strong opinions and they gonna be like you said 10 toes down on that opinion and just let's go at it and whether we wrong whether we right, man, let's just enjoy the content, enjoy the chemistry of it all, and let's have a good time and just talk Giants football, man. I think this is one of the best organizations in the world and all of sports, and we should embrace that and be happy that we support this team, good or bad.
Agreed. And we got to give one final disclaimer before we get into the show. Okay. Y'all already know I'm the bad guy. I'm the villain. I'm Thanos. Okay. I'm Gore the God Butcher. You root for me, you rooting for the bad guy. And Kai Pizzle, if there's one person I can say who's globally viewed in the community as the bad guy, it's definitely you.
Hey,
Okay.
man, hey, listen. We ain't trying to play off the wrestler shit. We really, I mean, this really is Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. It really is. I mean, it really is. And this ain't something we just made up. This is just it just comes natural.
It's natural.
And look, we ain't here to take part. We're here to take over. That's just simple as that.
It's as simple
The
as that.
rest of the rest of them are WCW.
Exactly. So just remember, when you watching me and Pizzle, you rooting for the bad guys right
Yeah.
now. So all the PC takes, all the being nice stuff
They
is
told
out the
me
window.
they told me it was for life, Fisk.
It is, man.
And so I took it serious.
I did too, man. That's how it goes. So I just wanted to get that disclaimer out there for those of y'all who not used the two villains on the same show together. I we ain't gonna be no pulling punches. What we say is what we say. Bottom line. All right. Now, speaking of which, Capiz, I'm going straight at your head right now. How dare you not like the Kayvon Thibodeaux pick? This guy is being mentored by Strahan. Did you see? Did you
I don't
see his
believe. I
highlight?
don't believe that. I don't believe that.
You don't believe it? Come on.
I know that there's stuff being said about it, but I just don't see Michael Strahan. Look, Strahan, like I love Strahan, right? One of my favorite giants of all time. But Strahan's went Hollywood. I mean,
Okay, yeah, he did.
he's went a little Hollywood. I mean,
He
he's
did.
out there on Fox. He's out. I mean, he's doing movie.
He went
I
to
was
he
what.
went to Mars. No, he went to the moon. I think he did something like that.
I mean, yeah, he did. Yeah, he went out. He went to outer space. I
Yes,
mean,
he
you
definitely was on
think
a rocket
you
ship.
think that dude has got any time to be mentoring KT? I don't think so. I just don't see it. Now look, Thibodeaux. I just feel like this dude. I feel like Giant fans, including myself, we're gonna have this crazy expectation for this man, and I just don't know if he's going to be able to live up to that expectation. That's what I worry about Thibodeaux, because let's face it, us Giant fans, we ain't had hardly anything good lately. Nothing.
Agreed.
We ain't had nothing good. Even when we did get something that was that made us feel good, like for example, Tony, we can't even keep him on the field. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
like, we
yeah,
can't
that
like
was
even
yeah.
when we have something great like Saquon Barkley, he goes out there and tears his ACL. It's like we can't ever keep anything good. And so my issue with KT or Thibodeaux is that I want us to have expectations of I want to lower our expectations is really what I want to do. Is keep it to a level that's actually reasonable for the young man. And when he gets hurt, because I feel like he could be a little fragile, when he gets hurt, we don't lose our minds about it. You know what I'm saying?
I
I don't I
agree.
don't I don't I don't think that dude's playing all 17 games.
I don't either. I don't
And that
either.
to me is a little bit worrisome because we need like the thing about Strahan, the thing about OC, the thing about Tuck, a lot of them dudes that rush the passer for us, man, they stayed relatively healthy most of their careers. Like them dudes were out there playing a lot. And even Strahan, when he got late in his career, he was still out there balling, still doing his thing, right? I mean, he went out in that Super Bowl still making plays. It wasn't like he was carried at the end. He was a big part of the team. So Thibodeaux, I'm worried about that dude. I don't worry so much about the I think some people were worried about the personality, right? Like I think they're worried about, what's he going to do on social media and shit like that.
He's
His
been good
brand.
so far.
He's been good so far. And like, yeah, he played around with Gano about the jersey, right? About getting number 5. He played around with that. I just don't think this dude. I just worry about this guy's health is the biggest thing.
Okay.
And I worry that we're gonna put so much expectations on this dude, and he's gonna try to carry the weight, and he's gonna crumble underneath it. That's
You
what I worry
see,
about.
Here's the thing, Pizzle. Let me calm your nerves. All right, cop. Let me calm your nerves for a
Calm my
second, okay?
nerves. And JPP. Somebody else mentioned him, but he
And
blew off his hand.
oh, the 4th of July memes on JPP were great. But here's the thing, and y'all hit that like button. We 81 deep in here right now. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. All my mods in the chat, make sure y'all telling everybody to hit that like button. But here's the thing, cop. You gotta understand. If Kayvon was going to Jacksonville, you'd have a point. You would. But
Okay.
here's the thing. I've been telling the Fisk unit this for a couple months now. Kayvon is not our best pass rusher. There's no pressure on Kayvon. My prediction for Kayvon on sacks was between 7, 8, 10 if he gets lucky. Azio Jalari is our best pass rusher. Okay, that's the guy who's gonna go out there and get us 12 to 15 sacks. So I don't think the pressure is gonna be on Kayvon Thibodeaux because he doesn't have to carry the defense. He could play off Leonard Williams. He could play off the better edge rusher and Ojulari on the other side. It's not on Kayvon Thibodeaux to carry us like it's gonna be for that dude in Jacksonville, or like it's gonna be for Hutchinson in Detroit. It's not on him. He's coming into a Giants defense where what? He's our fifth best player. He's not better than Xavier McKinney. He's not better than Ojulari. He's not better than Leonard Williams. He's not better than Blake Martinez. Hell, he might not be better than Adoree Jackson. So he's like the 6th best player on our defense. So he could come in, be a rookie, keep his head down, focus on ball, and play well. He don't got to worry about being some breakout star. He don't got to worry about going out there trying to get 20 sacks. Play within the system, do your job, and let the production take care of itself.
But but here's the thing on that, and that's, you're right. If he can mentally not worry about the numbers, absolutely. Because if they double him, we need a guy like Big Cat Leonard Williams to step up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, as a fan, I don't give a damn. I don't care who gets the sacks, right? I don't care who gets them. Like, somebody get them. But like, if they double in KT, that means Leonard's got to win one-on-ones, right? He has to. So, but if they double in Leonard inside, then KT's got to win on the outside. Like, that's the biggest thing. It doesn't matter. I don't care if one guy gets double-digit sacks or whatever. It's just, we need guys to step up and realize. I mean, this unit that we got up front, like, really, this is the best thing we've had in a long time.
Our linebacking core is strong. People don't talk about it enough, but our front seven looking mean right now.
If they can stay, yes. Our front seven is looking mean. I mean, the back is a little bit suspect, the secondary, but what I'm hoping for is that the front seven will play so well that it helps out the secondary.
Agreed.
That's what I'm hoping for. And I agree with you. Like, I mean, Blake Martinez coming back is going to be a big deal. And assuming he can stay healthy, I mean, that dude's a tackling machine.
That's 120 tackles, guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, assuming he stays healthy, that's going to be a big deal for the Giants. Huge.
Hey, real quick, everybody, shout out to Mark Stewart because he has been a channel member for 12 months. I appreciate your loyalty, Mark Stewart. I just want to give a special fist unit salute to Mark Stewart for being a channel member for 12 months. All right, that hoodie should be changing colors.
He 10 toes down.
Oh yeah, he 10 toes down. He definitely 10 toes down.
For sure.
And here's one last thing on Kayvon Thibodeaux, which I got to understand about Kayvon Thibodeaux is this. At the end of the day, that was the best player on the planet a year ago. And then he kind of got hurt during
they were talking about him being a number 1 at one time.
Yeah. So we got a steal at 5 with Kayvon. If I don't even think Kyle Pizzle and I are having the same debate right now if this was a year ago, because he was, universally supposed to be the number 1 pick. So we got to steal with Kayvon, and the thing with Kayvon is the tape don't lie. That kid is violent. He's a freak. He's fast. He's strong. He's got all the moves. He's a freak. And I think he has a potential, Pizzle, to hit his mark because he doesn't have to be the guy. I feel like him coming to a defense with all these good veterans on it, allows him to grow into his potential. Sometimes I feel like rookies don't meet their potential because they had to take on so much so early.
100%.
So I think Kayvon's gonna be fine. I don't think I would like a Micah Parsons seasons from him, but I think
to me the safer bet, if to be honest with you, who's going to have a better season. I think Neil. It's a safer bet that he'll have a better
he'll
season.
have a more impact. I don't know.
Yeah,
If
I think he'll have more impact.
Let
me. That's a good word. Impact. He's going to have a better impact on the team than Thibodeaux. To me, he's a safer bet.
Agreed. And what I wanted to transition into, I want to stay with the defense because I feel like not enough people talk about the defense. I want to ask you, okay, and I want the Pizzle take on this. How you feel about that traitor, that scumbag James Bradberry? The minute he get cut from the Giants, he goes straight to them pitches out there.
What was he supposed to do?
Not go to them. He could have went somewhere else.
He got to get a job. He's got to work.
Come on, man. Look, Baltimore wanted him. The Chiefs wanted him. Green Bay wanted him. He didn't have to go to the Eagles.
Man, honestly, straight up. I honestly thought that he regressed last year. Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't a good. I'm not saying he wasn't a good player, but he wasn't as good as he was in 2020.
That's because he played out of his mind in 2020. He was never that good.
He really did. He really did play
that good. He regressed back to what he really was, which is an above average corner. See, 2020 he was elite. Bradberry was never elite. He was always above average.
Yeah, I never thought he was elite either. I never thought he was like a shutdown corner.
He was elite. You know,
I mean, he was. It was almost. But see. Here's the thing, and as Giant fans, we're just so thirsty for just something good. That when a guy comes in and just plays a little good for us, right? It kills us at this point. It just makes us go just crazy and we just think that dude's elite when he plays just a little bit good, you know? And so we always hype guys up more than what they really probably are because of the lack of success that we've had over the last several years. But hey, listen, if I was him and that team let me go, I'd want to play him twice a year. I'd want to do it. But
the Cowboys.
But let's go cook him 2 times a year, Fisk.
Oh, we already know KT. Well, the other 89. We're gonna
let's go cook him.
My man Joker gonna cook him.
Let's cook him. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, he got his feelings hurt. Let's hurt his feelings again.
Nah, but here's a problem, Pizzle. Here's the freaking problem. When he was a Giant, he was universally considered trash by Giants fans and media alike. That fool goes to Philly. Now all of a sudden they got the best secondary in the NFL. I'm trying to understand how when they wear Giants blue, they're bad. They need to be traded. All this other stuff. Joe Shane's asking for too much. Bradberry isn't worth it. And then the minute that Joker goes to Philly, they got the best secondary in the league.
Man, have you been listening to Eagles fans lately?
Oh, they get on my nerves.
They really think they got a dream team right now.
Oh my gosh. You know what, Pizzle? I'm clipping.
They really do. They really
some of these content creators, I'm clipping them because I'm clipping their videos because I'm gonna have a little montage of them talking spicy in the offseason. So when Philly fall in their face next year, because they're gonna fall in the face because they don't have a quarterback. So when they fall in their face,
let me. I'm glad you said that. They don't have a quarterback. Like they tell us all the time, it's a quarterback-driven league, and I honestly believe and I don't think Jalen Hurts is that good. Like honestly, even if he was with the Giants, I don't think he's. So to me, like they're only going to go as far as their quarterback takes them, and I don't think that's very far. Yeah, they got some good players. They got some stuff. And look, I like what they did in the draft. I don't think Jordan Davis is going to be that bad, but like, I just don't really. You talking about getting your feelings hurt? I think our boy Lord Brunson gonna get his feelings hurt this year.
You know I got a bet with LB, right?
What's the bet?
I think it's either $100 or $150 that Giants versus Eagles first game of the season. The first time we play, it's $100. It's either $100 or $150 bet. And if I win, Okay, if I win, I'm doing a whole vlog. It's gonna be a video. It's gonna be me receiving the cash out from Lord Brunson, and then it's gonna be me spending the Lord Brunson money. I'm gonna buy like a Dawkins jersey or something like that, right? I'm gonna buy like a Dawkins jersey with his money, and I'm probably gonna burn that motherfucker on camera. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna do something petty when I win. I'm gonna do something petty.
Man,
I'm
honestly,
either gonna do that.
the Giants have played the Eagles really good the last couple of years.
No, Daniel Jones has played the
Daniel
Eagles really good.
Jones.
Yes,
Man,
Daniel
he
Jones.
beat that team with a broken freaking
He
neck.
Kurt Angle their asses.
Yeah, he Kurt Angle their ass.
And that's the thing. Let's transition into the anointed one, the chosen one, the one who fell from the sky to deliver the New York Football Giants from evil, Gladiator Daniel Jones. Now, what all y'all need to understand, for those of y'all who don't understand it, now most of y'all who rock with me and Pizzle, all right, y'all already know how we feel about Daniel Jones. Y'all probably feel the same way. That's why y'all rock with us. But for the small amount of non-believers who stumble upon this video, what you saw the last 6 weeks of the season without Daniel Jones, that's who the New York Football Giants are.
Thank you.
Make no mistake about it. That was the real Giants right there.
I mean, this like it kills me, Fizz. I've said this, and it's like I don't understand some of these other content creators. It's like you know how you see that girl and she got crazy eyes. And
Yup.
she just stares at you, and you don't even know like if all the stuff is working inside her hair. She just got in her head. She just got crazy eyes. It's like you tell them, hey, the last 2 seasons when Daniel Jones went down, the team went down too.
Agreed.
The team went down. Like I know it wasn't great beforehand, but it's pretty obvious to me. What I'm watching is that the best player on the team goes down. You start losing when he goes
And it
down.
was a dramatic drop off.
Dramatic drop off.
It wasn't a little bit.
They out here taking a knee on third down. I mean,
pathetic.
pathetic. I mean, like if you go, it don't matter if you watch little league, pee wee football, high school football. Best player goes down, the team goes down. I don't get that. Like, why is it that nobody can? Why does nobody put that 2 and 2 together? Well, I
Because
don't
they
understand
want
that.
to. And speaking of not wanting to, there's 110 people in here right now. I need 100 likes. 100 likes.
Like, why can't they just click the button?
I don't know.
Man, all you gotta do is click the button.
Click the damn button.
Click the damn button.
This is why
Like,
I threaten.
I don't understand. I don't get that. Like, why is it they can't click the damn button? And why the hell can they not see the dude goes down and the whole team goes down? We should have made I hate to say I'm glad that we didn't. Okay. Let me say this. I want to see the Giants make the playoffs, right? But if you think about it, if the Giants would have made the playoffs in 2020, if the Eagles would have done their job and taken out the Washington football team at the time, the Giants would have made the playoffs that year. And we would
next season, by the way.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear this notion that the Eagles might not have won. No, bro, they annihilated Washington twice.
Yeah,
last year.
they went on national television. This dream team bitches. They went on there and they took a knee in front of the whole world. Okay, they suck. So, but here's what I want to say was that if the Giants would have made the playoffs that year, Joe Judge would probably still be here. So it's probably a good thing we didn't make the playoffs because now we got some.
But I agree.
Now, and it pains me too. But like it now we might actually have a real staff in place to go forward. So maybe we needed that to happen in order for this for this to work.
We're better off.
Long term, we're better off. But Daniel Jones went down that season, and we should have probably made the playoffs. He went down last year, and the team absolutely was atrocious after that. And now,
if this was baseball, he'd be getting MVP votes. Wins above replacement. Ain't that the best stat in baseball? They calculate how important a player is, how his win share and everything. I don't know how much you watch baseball, Pizzle, but
I watch baseball a lot. Talk to me about it.
You remember like 10 years ago? Remember Mike Trout's rookie season?
Yeah.
That was the same year Mickey had the triple crown, right? And everybody talked about the wins above replacement for Mike Trout. Everybody talked about how his importance, right? And
I didn't even know you watch baseball.
Yeah. I'm gonna get mainly for gambling purposes, but yeah.
I would have bet everything I own that you don't watch a lick of baseball. I did. This makes me happy.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest baseball fan
But
until I
okay, but
started
let's be
watching.
okay. There's a rule in Major League Baseball that every team has to have one person represented for them in the All Star game.
Right.
Even if your team's trash, you have to send somebody to the All Star. That's how it works. Tell me on the team last year who was getting sent to the All Stars for the Giants. I'm
They will
serious.
find a way to. They'd find a way to leave Daniel Jones off. I promise you.
And I
They'll
understand.
find a way.
I'm not
They
saying
will
that Daniel.
find a
Look,
way.
I'm just saying. Now is Daniel? Does that mean Daniel Jones top three, top four quarterback in the NFC? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is tell me a player that 100% without a doubt was for sure better than Daniel Jones on this team last year.
It's not close because the whole team was healthy when he got hurt and didn't do
It's
nothing.
crazy to me.
I saw Galladay next to Tony and Saquon. I saw Evan Ingram. The whole office, Andrew Thomas, the whole office was healthy the last 6 weeks of the season, but there was no Daniel Jones, and we couldn't cross the 50. Couldn't cross the 50.
It's like it what's but here's the thing, and this is what this goes back to Eli. Like we haven't had the right pieces in place for the quarterback to be successful on this team.
I don't know what Pizza. Don't bring up Eli.
No, no. Listen, I get that Eli was on the back nine of his career. I get that. I understand that. But what I'm saying is, I don't know how many actual quarterbacks in the league can succeed with an absolute trash offensive line. You
I
think you
agree.
think Aaron Rodgers would put up with a trash offensive line?
He'd still win.
I
he
don't know.
he'd
But
still
see,
win.
he would maybe still win, but at what cost? How much?
Here's the deal.
How
Here's
much
my
would he
rule.
get hurt? I mean, what would Tom Brady put up with a bad offensive line?
Here's my rule, Pizzle. Here's my rule. All right, you're not gonna like this rule, but this is. I have a universal rule in sports. Okay, whether it's Aaron Judge when he takes this 400 million from the Yankees after this MVP season,
Mm.
you got to carry the team through hella high water. When you're LeBron James, you can't make 40-something million dollars and miss the playoffs. I don't give a damn how bad Russell Westbrook is. And in football, when Eli Manning decides to be the highest paid player in the
Okay.
league and get those Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers checks, I don't give a damn about your offensive line. I don't give a damn about the second receiver to compliment Odell. I don't give a damn if freaking Pat Shermer and Ben McAdoo is your head coach. You need to win. When you take the money and you
So
need
you
to
say
do.
you saying
That's my
you saying the
universal
dude
rule.
getting paid the most needs to elevate him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
Eli Manning, when he retired,
I'm gonna tell you who didn't elevate Daniel Jones last year was Kenny Galladay.
oh my gosh. Oh, you remember when he got killed off screen versus Dallas? Remember that? He got injured off screen on Dallas. Kenny Galladay was the first person I ever seen get injured off camera. We went like a 2 series and there was no Kenny Galladay. Then all of a sudden, Troy Aikman came on the telecast and said, "If you wonder why you haven't seen Kenny Galladay, it's because
Kenny
a couple
Galladay.
series ago he got
Kenny,
hurt."
I shouldn't do this, Fisk. I know I shouldn't do this, but Kenny Galladay is kind of why I'm a little bit nervous about Thibodeaux. Is like, well, hold on, listen to me. Like when they got Galladay, I was all about it. I was like, fuck yeah. It's like because when we got Plaxico, when we had that big, tall receiver, that physical presence, it's like the team got elevated many years ago. And I always felt like the Giants were missing that big receiver, like that guy. Because a lot of the receivers over the years, whether it be OBJ, Victor Cruz, Sterling Shepard, a lot of them dudes, they were obviously big dudes, but like they
OBJ
were,
played like he was 6'5".
I mean, look, the dude
I
could
tell you
jump.
that
The dude
much.
could jump. I'll give you that. But my point being is we had this crazy high expectation for Kenny Galladay that he was a true number one receiver, and we gave him a bunch of money, and we said, look, this is it. But like now we look at it and like this dude's trash. Like this dude, I mean, I
He
question
was
if this
supposed to
dude's any
do.
good.
He was supposed to do for Daniel Jones what Diggs and Hopkins did for Kyler and Josh.
But
That's what
he
he was
but he
supposed
don't
to
play
do.
like Diggs.
But the thing, all right, so here's the deal. All right, that's a twofold. All right, so here's the deal with Kenny Galladay. Okay.
Like
I
do you think Kenny Galladay? Okay, let me ask you this: is Kenny Galladay gonna be better in Daboll's system? Because I don't think so.
absolutely.
You think?
Absolutely.
I don't
Have a
think so.
1,000. Okay, so here's the deal, Cop. Here's the deal.
I don't think so.
Last year on Twitter, right, I had a running joke every single week. I had a trade proposal to Detroit for Kenny Galladay. So it was like, Detroit, we'll give you Kenny Galladay and like a third round pick if you take him back with his contract. So I had like a running joke every week making for the Kenny Galladay, trying to get Detroit to take him back. Right, can we return this item? It's
Yeah.
defective.
I want to
wanted a
return
refund.
that item bad.
Well, I wanted a refund on Galladay. But here's the deal, man. He's the perfect complement to Tony and Wandale. His whole purpose in life is to get downfield and make contested catches over the top. That's what he's
Okay,
supposed
okay.
to
Let
do.
me tell you where you and I are going to disagree, because I know some people have been looking for it. I know you done with Darius Slayton.
Oh yeah. Oh my. Don't do a pizzle.
I don't think I'm
do it.
not. I don't think I'm done with Darius Slayton.
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna tell you why I'm not done with Darius
No
Slayton. Let me
way.
tell you why. Because I don't know of another guy on this team right now.
Oh my God.
We need a guy we need somebody to take the top off the defense. Who's taking the top off the defense?
Tony, Wandale,
Man, Tony,
Galladay.
look, I'm looking at Tony and Wandale as shifty dudes that are going to be great 15 or 20 yards. That's why I see them.
He smoked
Look,
Dallas.
Do you remember in Daboll's system, okay, at Buffalo, the guy that for some reason who was just average, who was okay in Dallas, but all of a sudden he got to Buffalo and he's a playmaker, was Cole Beasley.
Agreed.
Somebody's going to be Cole Beasley in this offense.
Wandale. That'll be Wandale.
Okay, you think it's so that okay? My point being is Cole Beasley wasn't out there taking the top off the defense.
Nah, that's what Tony's gonna do. Tony will be.
No, you just said Wandale. Which one's going to be?
No. I said Wandale is going to be the Cole Beasley. He's gonna be the slot guy.
Okay.
But as far as the guy going over the top, first of all, you gotta remember Kenny.
Okay, hold on. You think Tony's the one taking the top off the defense?
Absolutely. Remember, Kafka and Dable said
so who's
playing the Tyreek Hill role in this offense? He's going to be the one going those deep overs.
Who's going to be Diggs?
Tony. Tony's an all-purpose receiver. He does everything. And let me tell you something. You know what my favorite receivers were? My favorite receivers were the Marvin Harrisons, the Reggie Waynes, the the Chad Ochocinco's. You don't have to run a 4-2 to take the top off the coverage. You don't got to run
especially if you got a guy, especially if you got a dog in the backfield like Barkley, who's pounding on the front seven.
Yeah, but here's the thing, real quick, Pizzle, before we transition. Galladay, I'm willing to book it right now. Galladay, if Galladay plays at least 13 games, if he can give us 13 games, he'll have over 10 touchdowns. I think what you're going to see is the Giants. Galladay is going to get a lot of red zone looks. He's going to have a Mike Evans-esque season.
No. Who was
Mike Evans-esque
who's the other receiver in Buffalo?
They didn't have a second receiver.
Gabriel Davis.
He only had like 3 good games last year.
But I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. I think at best we can expect him to be Gabriel Davis.
No, but this isn't a Dable exactly offense. Remember, our offensive coordinator was the pass game coordinator in Kansas City.
No, I know that. Yeah. But I think that this is going to have. I don't think our team is going to have. Look. Maybe we'll have some little KC offense and Buffalo offense, right? And I'm just speaking. We're just guessing here, right? I think it's going to be more Buffalo than it is KC.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. If you okay, I'm looking at this.
We guessing regardless,
right? From a personnel perspective. You know what? There's nothing I could say that'll shock you when I talk about Daniel Jones. So I'm just going to go out and say it. You know what this offense is going to look like? Believe it or not, you know what this offense is going to look like? You ready for it?
Hit me.
The 2011 Packers. It's going to be spread the hell out. I don't think I think Daniel Jones, and check this out, right? Tony will have more than 10 touchdowns. Galladay is going to have more than 10 touchdowns. Wandale is going to get 10 touchdowns. And don't be shocked if Bellinger gets about 5 or 6 as well. It's going to be one of those offenses where the ball is going to be spread out and Daniel Jones is going to go throw darts all around the field.
Okay, let's do this.
Around the field.
Let's have some fun. Okay, so actually, you know what? You might not be wrong on that.
Because we got too many good receivers.
Listen, let me read off the receivers that the 2011 Packers had. Okay. Randall Cobb, Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, James Jones, Jordy Nelson.
Big play, Jordy.
And you know what? I mean, really, we could have five. That's the one thing about this receiving core, unlike other years, is we actually got some depth at receiver now.
Yep.
We ain't really had a lot of depth. I mean, there was one year literally Darius Slayton was our number one receiver.
So look at it like this, Pizzle. Not to
I mean,
cut you off.
okay, no, it's good.
Jordy Nelson is Galladay. That's who I really envision
Okay,
him being with the red zone threat. The guy who
okay.
always comes.
Run it down for me. Run it down for me.
Tony is the Greg Jennings. That's the guy who does everything. You know what I'm saying? He's the do everything guy.
Okay.
And then you got Wandale, who's basically like the James Jones of the situation, who's that slot guy who always finds a way to get into the back of the end zone and catch those big, important third down balls and hit you in the seams a lot. But for the most part, the offense ran through Tony. Galladay, aka, Galladay's gonna be the Jordy Nelson who goes vertical every play and gets that 1 or 2 big plays a game. And then you're gonna basically have Bellinger be the Michael Finley, the Jermichael Finley,
Yeah.
who's the red zone threat.
I was going to say that was their tight end.
Third downs and balls in the seams because Daniel Jones loves throwing to his tight ends on seam routes. Pre Jason Garrett, he liked throwing seam routes to tight ends. So I really think it's going to be a spread out offense. Kind of like, matter of fact, think about Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, Brady feeds everybody. Kurt Warner in 2010, he fed everybody. This is not going to be an offense where like Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill in Kansas City, because those were the only good receivers they had. This is going to be an offense that's going to be a little bit more potent because in Kansas City, it's Tyreek or bust at wide receiver. In Buffalo, it's really Stephon Diggs or bust. Yeah, you're right. It was. It's Stephon Diggs or bust at wide receiver. In New York, our best receiver is a rookie. Our highest paid receiver is Galladay. So it's a little bit more of a dynamic. And then on top of that,
so you think Robertson's going to be our best receiver?
No, I'm sorry, Tony.
Okay.
Tony,
well, he was a rookie. Okay, I got you.
He was a rookie. Yeah.
I like Wandale's game. I mean, I watched a lot of him in college, and I think he's going to be
straight up dog.
He's a dog. He's a dog. Now, I will say this: I do believe that there is a chance that one of the either Shepard or Slayton may not be with this team.
Shepard will join us around Thanksgiving, and Slayton will be cut. He won't make the team. Slayton's either getting cut.
You think he's getting cut?
He's getting cut or traded. They're not keeping Slayton. He's getting cut or traded.
I mean, I still, if Kenny Galladay, because here's the thing, I haven't heard anything hardly about Kenny Galladay in the offseason. Like during the OTA,
they'll cut him next year.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's been no hype so far this offseason about Kenny Galladay. And to me, if you are worried about what he can do, then you have to keep Slayton. You have to.
No.
I think so.
Hold on.
That's what I believe.
Shout out to Jarius Williamson, first super chat of the night. He says Fisk.
He got that last name in all caps.
Yeah, he must be proud. He must be proud of that. Fisk, Neal and Thomas is the key to the season. We have never been able to run play action. Yes and no. I mean, look.
Now, that's what gives me confidence in this season is the fact that you got two bookend tackles. Like you got dudes that can be able to protect Daniel Jones, and for that, I think he'll be better for it.
Agreed. I think the key to the season is going to be the health of the receiving core, actually. Believe it or not, I think that's the key. We know what Andrew Thomas can do, and Neal just has to not suck. All Neal got to do is just be competent. Be a solid tackle, and we're fine. But
well, here's the thing. I mean, you would like to think that if them dudes are playing well, that even if we struggle in the passing game, you would like to think Saquon can get something going.
True, but here's the thing too, and Pizzo, I'm sure you'll actually agree with this because I know you like me believe we're gonna get a lot of W's. Y'all,
how many W's you think they get?
I think we get. You put a gun to my head. All right, if somebody put a gun to my head, I say between 10 and 12.
I'm thinking
gun
9.
To my head, 10 to 12.
I'm thinking 9. I'm thinking 9-8 is a reasonable expect. Now, with that being said, it's still a winning record.
It's a
I
winning record. I
I
don't see
think that
nine
I
losses.
think the Gi-
That's a lot.
I
I mean,
think the
8 losses.
Giants
That's
are
a lot.
going to get a winning record. I was on this roundtable discussion the other day about with other content creators where it was Mark Holmes and Philly 500 and Rio, and they were just clowning on me because I'm a Giants fan, right? I'm the Giants fan, and they're talking about how the Giants are going to finish dead last in NFC East
Yeah,
without
okay.
a fact, and I'm like, I really don't think that's going to happen. Like, I really don't think the Giants are going to be some 6-win scrub team. I just don't believe that.
Here's the deal.
I think and if it look, if we got 10, it wouldn't blow me away either. But I definitely think the Giants are going to get a winning record.
So here's the deal, right? Where I was going with the with the winning record was this, because you brought up Saquon. We're gonna
Uh-oh.
be ahead in a lot of games. I expect Saquon to have a lot of 100-yard games next year because I feel like we're gonna be protecting that lead in the second half. I actually expect
Which
Saquon
is
to
one
eat
thing we haven't
next
had a
year.
lot of.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of that. I actually expect Saquon to eat next year because I expect us to have the lead in the second half of a lot of these games. Because here's the deal: Daniel Jones is prolific. If there's one thing he's shown you is he's prolific. He has immense upside. Like his rookie season, he's the only quarterback in NFL history to have multiple 300-yard, 4+ touchdown games with no turnovers. Multiple 4+ touchdown games over 300 yards with no turnovers. He's prolific. As you saw last year versus Washington, over 400 total yards between the air and the ground. Then the Saints game, prolific, lit them up the whole second half. We was down 10 with 8 minutes to go. Daniel Jones pulled a Tom Brady. Okay, the, this kid is prolific. When the things is going right, he's getting blocked for, and his weapons are actually on the field. Daniel Jones will light fire to a defense. And now you got a guy in Kafka and Dable who want to throw the ball. They didn't run the ball a lot in Buffalo. They don't
They
run the
really did.
ball a lot
They
in
really
KC.
did.
The Giants are going to throw the ball at least 35 to 40 times a game, average. On average. Ain't going to be a lot of running the ball until we have the lead. So expect Daniel Jones to have a huge mega season and
And
expect
let me say this on top of that, Fizz. How much fantasy football do you play?
too much.
Okay. And I don't really play a lot of fantasy football, but I wanted to say that, like, if you play fantasy football, and I know there's probably a lot of Giant fans or people that follow the Giants watching us, but what I don't understand is Daniel Jones to me would be like a steal to get late in fantasy football drafts. Like even if I wasn't a Giants fan, like if I just looked at it and said, "Man, who is one quarterback everybody's shitting on, nobody likes, but could be have a big year based on the changes that's been made." The dude's been given another tackle, a really talented tackle in Neal. He's been given an offensive-minded coach. He's been given one that, like, why would I like from a fantasy perspective? Daniel Jones, they should be thirsted over Daniel Jones as a fantasy quarterback, right?
Oh,
Am I
I am.
crazy? Am I crazy for thinking that?
Not at all. I am. I have Daniel Jones and everything.
Like
I'm
I would think like
yeah.
you would be able to have you and again like you could do whatever you wanted to in early parts of your fantasy draft, but like to me Daniel Jones is a steal because the narrative on him is that he just is straight trash. I mean, look, that one guy, 1 2 3, this
Oh
one
no,
guy,
here, not
he
him. Oh
said
my
just he
gosh.
says Jones like, I mean, there's people out there that just blatantly just think he sucks.
Hold on, let me tell you something real quick. Not to cut you off, but ignore that one guy, please. He is the biggest Daniel
Ignore that one
Jones
guy.
hater. I've look between him and
Him
Pest.
and Pest. Yeah,
I've
Pest is a
banned
hater
them from the
too.
bandwagon. I banned them. They are not allowed to root for Daniel Jones for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I banned them
Oh,
because
I
they
better not.
hate him.
I better not hear anything good out of Pest's mouth about Daniel Jones this year.
Not a word,
He don't get nothing.
nothing. And
If he buys a Daniel Jones jersey, I might show up on his door and just take
oh
it
no,
from
we
him.
gonna double team. He
Yeah,
getting double teamed.
yeah.
And shout out the
And when he goes down, we spraying on his back.
oh yeah, we gonna live stream it too for the world to see. We're gonna send it to Daniel Jones. Know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do. They gonna learn.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I really think that there's a buy low, sell high on Daniel Jones.
You a
This
sports
this
better, Pizzle?
I love sports betting.
You know
Love
the
it.
one. You know the now, and if you don't mind me asking, Pizzle, how long have you been sports betting?
I've been sports betting. I'm 36 years old. I've been gambling pretty much all my life, but serious sports betting probably since I was about 21,
Okay,
for
so you were
at
OG.
least 15 years.
So you were OG like me, because my first year seriously sports betting was 2011, the Giants Super Bowl season. So you were
Okay.
OG like me
Mine
with the
was
betting,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. Yeah.
You
Mine
know
was
what?
about I go back to about 2006, 2007.
So what? One of the number one rules in sports betting, and I know, and Kyle Pizzle will co-sign this, is you're never as bad as your worst loss, and you're never as great as your best win, right?
Man, let me just tell you, when it comes to football, I don't think there's any other sport in the world that lie that football will lie to your eyes. Your
Every time.
eyes will lie to you when you watching a game, and they literally lie to you. And I don't know what it is. Everyone thinks that they know so much about football. They think they're so smart because they watch some stupid show, and they think that that narrative is true. But
Yup.
you gonna act like the dudes ain't watching that same channel when they sitting there getting poofed on by ESPN, that they ain't gonna
Yup.
come back next time. Like, here's the thing. They sitting in locker rooms all over the country watching tape. When they
Yup.
look stupid in front of their teammates, that motivates them to get in the wherever they need to get to, the practice field, wherever, and get their stuff together. Like football, like, you have got to have the mentality wiping the slate clean each and every week.
And you know what Daniel Jones is? Daniel Jones is that 10-point underdog who really should be a 4-point underdog.
I
Daniel
think
Jones is
I'm a
that team that got blown out, and now they're going and they're playing a home game against some 500 team,
mhm.
and that 500 team is like a 7 and 10 point favorite when it really should be a field goal game, or like a 4 or 5 point dead zone game. You're getting a lot of value on Daniel Jones. It's a hard ticket to cash.
I
It's a
mean,
hard
week
ticket to
week
send in.
week one, you getting value on the Giants.
I say
They,
the first month of the season, you're gonna get value on the
well,
Giants.
I'm saying, like, they basically got the Titans a touchdown favorite over the Giants week one.
It's easy money.
And
That's
I
easy
think that's
money.
crazy. They just lost their number one receiver.
They don't have a receiver. The
I know
Colts got
they
Woods.
lost it. They lost him to Philly.
They
And then
don't have a
The
receiver.
Giants got better in the offseason. They got worse. And
Real
all
quick,
was and they just gonna go out there and just and skunk the Giants over a TD? I just
real
think that's
quick.
crazy.
That's ludicrous. But real quick, shout out to Nick the Right. I think he meant to say the
Nick the
62nd
Wick. Hey,
man. Nick the
that's
Wick.
my boy. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you somebody. You don't Nick, he's a big dude. That
Oh,
dude
word.
might be blocking for the Giants one day.
Oh, he gonna be our bodyguards if we ever do a
Oh,
live show.
hey, if I went into a dark alley, I'd want Nick with me.
Oh, okay, yeah. He gonna be the muscle. Shout out to Rafael DeLuna. Never thought I'd see the day the goated duo. Yeah, you know. Yeah. It's long overdue. The Giants
It's just
community
time to
need
take
us.
it's just time to take over.
It's time to take over. Yeah,
It's just time to take over.
2022 is it's time. But back to what you were saying about the Titans. I need everybody to understand something. They gonna run that ball 40 times a game versus us. Any team that runs the ball 40 times a game is not built to win by
Honest,
more than a touchdown.
I want to say this. I want to say this too. I don't think if the Giants struggle with any team defensively this year, it's going to be the team that can really air it out and protect the quarterback. I
It
don't think
won't be
any.
the Titans.
I
Exactly.
don't.
It
Yeah,
will not be the Titans.
I don't think any team's just going to run down our throats. Like, if there's one thing, because you already mentioned about Blake Martinez, right? 120 tackles. Leonard Williams, he gonna eat. I
Dexter
mean,
Lawrence.
eh,
Hopefully he can clog up the middle.
Dexter Lawrence, Xavier McKinney, he's a good tackling safety. Like, I mean, these are, like, we're going to be able to tackle. If there's one thing I know the Giants are going to be able to do, they're going to be able to stop the run. Now, when they get into a shootout where the other team's got a great offensive line and the quarterback's a good quarterback, and because I worry about our secondary. I do worry about that. But
I'm gonna get to that in a second.
that's one thing yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I mean, to me, the Titans don't have that. They don't have that team that just gonna beat us by over a touchdown. If they
No, they
did,
don't have the
I'll be
firepower to win
shocked.
by over a touchdown. No run first team should be, unless you're the 49ers, should be favored by more than a touchdown versus anybody. Because your offense,
But see,
you're not trying to
the
win by more
narrative
than a
is
touchdown.
that Daniel Jones stinks.
Yep. And he's better than Tannehill.
He's better
That's
than
the sad
Tannehill.
part. We got the better
Absolutely.
quarterback.
I guarantee. Listen, I guarantee you that if the Titans had their choice, they'd take Daniel Jones.
Exactly. You think that if the Giants called Tennessee right now and say, "Oh, we'll give you Daniel Jones or Tannehill," the Titans would say yes so damn fast.
And that's what I wish. And they can't. Obviously, we couldn't. We would never get this information. But I would love to know how many teams in the league would actually like to have Daniel Jones.
I know at least 5. I know at least 5.
You want to name them?
Oh yeah. Okay. First of all, Seattle will take them.
Yep.
Washington for damn sure will take them.
Yep.
They scared the hell of this.
Yep.
The death of Daniel Jones.
Hey, and let me tell you what. If there is, what's funny about that is because I've heard a couple Commanders fans. That's a terrible name, by the way. I've seen a couple Commander. They hyping their season up. They're hyping it up, and they don't realize they're got a quarterback. They got a quarterback who was that dude was on a playoff team. That dude, the Colts should have made the playoffs last year. They tried hard. But what's funny, the Colts basically came out and said, "Listen, we should have made the playoffs, but we didn't because of this idiot."
Did you hear Ursay air him out?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then all the Commanders, they're like, yeah, we got some new uniforms and we got this new franchise quarterback. My man is on his 3rd team at how many ever years? Like, they crazy. They crazy.
Speaking of which, the Eagles,
why ain't we got 100 likes? I don't get it.
Yeah, we need
100 thumbs.
We got 125 people in here. We need 10 more likes, man.
Inexcusable. These people need to do some push-ups or something.
This is why I threatened them at the beginning.
Anyways, okay, keep the list going. Okay,
the Eagles will take them in a heartbeat because they don't even believe in Jalen Hurts. We already said the Titans. Texans.
The
Texans will take them.
Yep.
And that ain't the only team in the division that'll take
them. Maybe the Lions.
The Colts. The Lions
the
are definitely taking.
Colts would take them.
What you call it in the NFC North?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins will take them. The Dolphins are definitely.
You know who might take them? Carolina.
I was about to get to Carolina too. I was going to get Carolina.
They taking anybody right now.
The Saints. If you put a gun in their head and say you want Jameis or Danny, they would definitely take Danny over James. Yep. And then the Falcons will definitely take them. The Tampa Bay will take him in a heartbeat.
As soon as Brady, they would take him
because Bruce Arians loves Daniel Jones. He loves Daniel Jones. He praises Daniel Jones every chance he get. Bruce Arians to take him, and then like I said, in the NFC North, you know who really would have took him? And if the Giants really wanted to get rid of Daniel Jones, you know who really would have took him? The Green Bay Packers. They had took Daniel Jones. If we really wanted to,
they did
before the Aaron Rodgers deal, of course.
They did. Well, no, but they did draft Jordan Love.
Get the please.
Jordan, hey, listen. No, I'm saying there's some validity to what you're saying.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
I'm saying that obviously they've been looking to replace or to get another future quarterback. I've said this too. Like Commander fans, man, I hate saying that because that's a stupid ass name. But in Commanders, I know if Dave Gettleman wouldn't have taken him at 6, they were gonna take him. So when Commanders are
Denver,
that was what. But that's what I'm saying. What I say is when they crap on us for having Daniel Jones, they were gonna take him.
Yep.
That was gonna be your quarterback. So why are you jumping down me? Or why are you talking anybody?
And another thing too, you know who else to freaking take them? They won't admit it, but you know who? I know for a fact if the Vikings can get rid of Kirk Cousins and get Daniel Jones, they'll take him.
You know who would take them also right now? The Browns.
Oh yeah, the Browns definitely.
That's what the point. The point being is, we say this not because we trying to make ourselves feel good about it. But there's not really that many great quarterbacks in the league. And
It's
there's a
not.
when you have a guy that has shown some ability that if he can put a team around him, like if he can look, it's like you said. If a guy's getting paid X amount of dollars, he should be able to. LeBron should elevate the Lakers, right? He should elevate the Lakers by just the contract alone. Well, sometimes a team can elevate a quarterback. So there's a lot of teams out there that ain't that bad if they just had a quarterback. Like, for example, the Colts last year, that team should have made the playoffs, Fizz.
They should.
They
Daniel
had the
Jones would have
best running back in the
made the
league.
playoffs in that team.
Yeah, Daniel.
But
I 1,000% agree with you on that. If
and I
Daniel
want to
Jones was a quarterback in the Colts, they would have made they would have made the playoffs.
and I want to say this. And I'm gonna get to y'all super chats. I'm gonna say this last thing. Y'all know good and damn well if Daniel Jones was the quarterback of the 49ers, they'd be working on back-to-back Super Bowls. Daniel Jones not missing that ball on Emmanuel Sanders. It's not happening. Daniel Jones is hitting Emmanuel Sanders right there on the numbers in that Super Bowl. And last year, Daniel Jones ain't blowing that lead to Matthew Stafford in the championship game. But Daniel Jones is on the 49ers. And that Shanahan offense, he'd be working on that. He'd be working on 2 Super Bowls.
Hey,
Just letting y'all know
I
that.
would not seriously. I wouldn't argue with you on that. It's crazy. Like the one thing I fear as a Giants fan is that Daniel Jones goes somewhere else and balls out.
Oh my gosh. That was my work. But here's the thing though, Pizzle.
I fear that so bad, man.
If he left the Giants tomorrow, the media will pick him up so much. They hate us. They hate the Giants. If Daniel Jones, hypothetically speaking, if he had went to Denver instead of Russell Wilson, if we had sent him to Green Bay, if we had sent him to the Saints or something like that, if he goes to Tampa Bay after Brady retires, they would big him up so much. All they would talk about is his rookie season. The same way they do Baker Mayfield, they talk about, oh, Baker Mayfield had the great year 2 years ago. They would talk about, because Daniel Jones' rookie season was one of the most swept under the rug things I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, wait a minute. This guy goes 24-12 on the worst team in the league. And y'all not going to say nothing but he fumbles? Really?
You know what? Okay.
Really?
Let me. Speaking of fumbles, just turnover. You know who? I'm telling you, Fisk. When you get done streaming here, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go look at Lamar Jackson's stats. Okay. And I'm telling you, and now obviously he won AFC MVP one year. I'm not talking about that year, but when you look at all the other years, he mirrors Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And the fact is, and Lamar Jackson turns the ball over a lot. A lot. I mean, he fumbles a lot. Nobody talks about that either. Everybody talks about the flash, and I'm not saying that they're the same player. That's not what I'm saying. The point being is Lamar Jackson gets a lot of love and a lot of respect, and everybody's crying because he's not part of the top 10 list ESPN puts out. But I'm telling you, when you look at his numbers and you look at Daniel Jones' rookie year, for example, like they're comparable. Like, so what are you talking about?
And I want to piggyback.
And that's
off
not
that.
even. And he been on much better teams too.
Agreed. And I'm gonna read these super chats, but I want to piggyback off that Lamar Jackson thing. Shout out to Nino Raw. Nino Raw says, shout out to the Fisk unit. Check out that Nino Raw all music platforms. But Fisk, listen to all your content. Danny Dimes, most improved player 2022. I agree.
Man, let me say, because I've seen people put that too. I've seen people put most improved player. But see, to me, he wouldn't win that award because I already view him as the best player on the team at one point.
But
When he went down, the season went down. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why. And
so you think if Daniel Jones, for example, was to go out there and just ball out, let's say he has a Pro Bowl year, like he makes the Pro Bowl, you think league and the league would say would actually give him the award most improved player of the whole league?
Before I answer that, because I actually I want to deep dive into that conversation because I actually wanted to bring something up about that. Shout out to Michael R. I'm gonna answer the super chat first. Shout out to Michael R. Heard Senator CJ Treader from the Browns is available. I mean, look, I think our offensive line is fine right now, but I mean, all or more. Hey, any help is good help on the offensive line, but I think our line is fine right now.
I think we're okay.
I think it's actually one of our strengths. If we Joe Shane turned a weakness into a strength this offseason, I respect that.
He really did. He really did.
And shout out to the chat for getting us over 100 likes. It took y'all long
About
enough.
damn time.
Yeah, but shout out to y'all. And shout out to Nino Raw. Let me go ahead and get this before we do this. Boy, this leads into the Daniel Jones deep dive I wanted to. He says Nino Raw says most improved of the whole league is what I mean.
No, that's no, and that's what I'm at. Like, I mean,
Okay. So
my point being is the league would view it, but to me, that would basically mean to me that Daniel Jones wasn't any good.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal, Pizzle. Here's the deal. Daniel Jones ain't winning shit. The NFL, the media, and the NFL media and talking heads alike won't give Daniel Jones a damn thing. That dude get those 60 touchdowns, they won't give him shit. You know who's gonna get the praise for Daniel Jones?
Yep.
Brian Dable.
Yep. And that's what sucks.
They're gonna give it all to Dable. If you want, look, and I said this on the Giants Insiders podcast 2 weeks ago. You don't bet Daniel Jones anything. If you want to bet on Daniel Jones, you go and bet Brian Dable to win Coach of the Year. He's second behind Dan Campbell to win Coach of the Year right now. You bet on Brian Dable to win Coach of the Year because they're going to Sean McVay, Jared Goff, the hell out of this situation.
Yep.
They're going to give Dable all the credit, and
I actually agree with
Daniel Jones was just some bum before he got there. They're going to make it seem like Daniel Jones is just like a product of
Dable.
They're not gonna give Daniel Jones credit for shit.
And you know, and honestly, that you're 1000% right on that. 1000%. Because like I do believe, in my opinion, watching every snap of every game of this team, that Daniel Jones was one of our best players, if not our best player. Yet, and here's the thing: is like if you don't watch the Giants like that, then you would just assume they're trash or Daniel Jones is trash because that's what people say. So if Daniel Jones goes out there and he's a Pro Bowler, absolutely they're going to give all the credit to Dable. They're going to say, "Oh man, they fixed this kid up."
And there was nothing broke.
And that's what I'm saying. Nothing's broke. Like if he goes out there and balls out, I'm just going to say like, well, yeah, I mean. He's been the best player on this team, so it doesn't even surprise me that he would go out here and have this type of season. Other people might be surprised, but like I'm not going to be surprised
because the narrative. I'm telling you, Cop, they hate us, man. The media just hates us. They don't want to give.
If he goes out and has a bad year, like absolute trash, I'll be shocked.
I'll be stunned.
But if he goes out there and balls out. I'm not going to be stunned.
I'm not going to be shocked either. I actually expect it. I fully expect this offense. I expect Daniel Jones to throw for like at least 35 touchdowns.
And really, like the only thing I fear, I'm going to tell you what I fear about Daniel Jones is I fear this dude completely balls out and then like week 12, week 13, some random week, he gets hurt and he's done for the year. And then the Giants are at this point where like, okay, this dude hasn't played a full season yet. He just balled out. Do we give him the contract because we think he can play a full season and ball out? Because if you don't play the full season, if you ball out but you don't finish the deal, you know what I'm saying? Like
you want the truth or the right answer?
Yeah.
You want the truth or the right answer?
Give me the right answer.
You want the right answer?
Give me both.
Look, the right answer. Look, all right. The right answer is.
You see what I'm saying, though, right? Like if he balls out, but he goes down, and then we're left with like, well, what if?
The right answer is you franchise tag him. That's the right answer. The right answer is you franchise tag him and see what he can do. Hopefully, he stay healthy. But you know what the truth is, right? And look, y'all know I'm a slime ball. I said it an hour ago. I'm a whole villain. Okay, I've never shied away from that. Okay. This is when you bring Daniel Jones into the office. You close the shades. You dim the lights.
Make that bitch dark.
Yeah, you pet your cat. You know what I'm saying? You
Yep.
you pet your cat
Mm-hmm.
and you whisper in his ear, take this 40 million
Mm-hmm.
over the next 5 seasons
Mm-hmm.
and shut the fuck up. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, getting Daniel Jones at $40 million a year for the next 5
Discount.
years is a
Discount.
discount. Because if that motherfucker finishes the season with 35, 40 touchdowns and we win the division, he gonna want 55.
He gonna he
Because
gonna he gonna have the Giants by the
by the
balls.
balls. You know why he's gonna have the Giants by the balls, Cop?
Tell him.
They didn't give him the 5th-year option like they should have.
Yeah, and he pissed about it.
He's pissed. You can see it in his face every time they bring it up. His
And
eyes wander
that's one
down.
thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Fisk, because like man to man, every person in this watching this stream right now, man to man, somebody tell you we don't think you good enough to get this 5th-year option. What are you gonna do?
But you
You
gave
go
it to Dexter?
you go what I'm saying is you gonna man up and you gonna say I'm gonna show these fools that they
He was
should have.
so disrespected.
But you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna go out. He's gonna go out there and prove anybody that doubted him. And then, like you said, once he has a big year, he's got him by the balls,
by the balls. And here's the thing, too, Cop.
especially
And
a
I said
quarterback.
it. I said it I said it the day it happened. I
Hey,
said
but
that's the
this
most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life.
but this dude, this big dash knows. Put his comment up.
Who is this? Who is this?
Put this big dash. He said the way y'all talking, we going to the gym.
Shit, we might. The Bengals was
Maybe.
just in the Super Bowl. I don't put it
That's the
past.
thing. That's the like. Here's the thing. If there was one team that could duplicate what the Bengals did, it's the Giants. It's us. We're like
But
the only team.
I wanted to say one more thing real quick. And I don't think I discussed this with you, Cop, so I want to bring it up one more time. Do y'all understand there's like a $13 million difference between the franchise tag and the 5th-year option? There's like a $13 million difference. This whole notion that, just franchise tag him. That $13 million is a fucking good player. Am I wrong, Pizzle?
I mean, yeah.
We can go out there and get a corner. We can go out there and get a center. Get
anybody.
another linebacker. That's a lot. That's a whole player right there, man. And y'all just throwing that money away because you don't believe in Danny?
But I'm telling, but in my opinion, Fisk, good or bad, it's going to be either contract or you going.
And the thing, here's the thing too, right? I'm a firm believer in do it twice. I'm the biggest. We the biggest Daniel Jones supporters you gonna find in the community.
You saying Daniel Jones? They gonna make Daniel Jones prove it twice?
No, they can't do that now because they didn't give him the 5th-year option.
Okay.
If you give him the 5th-year option, you can make him do it twice.
Make him do it twice. Okay, yeah.
Once you put him on the franchise tag, now it's like you betting against him.
Yeah.
Because you put him on the tag because you don't want to pay him. You don't think he's worth the money. So if he balls out again, now he's gonna get even more money.
I will say this though. I'll defend Joe Shane and Daboll on this. He wasn't your guy.
Damn that. You can't.
I know, but my point, if you were in their position and they don't really know the guy like that.
Nah, I give him the 5th. You know why I give him the 5th? Even if I'm in the position, let me tell you why, Pizzle. Because at the end of the day.
Oh no, I would. I know. I agree with. We should. I'm trying to make reason of why they didn't.
You can't make reason out of the unreasonable. This was just dumb all around. You can't do it. Because here's the thing, right? Even if I don't believe in Danny, that's more of a reason to give him the 5th-year option. Because at this point, it's like, look, if you franchise him, right, it's $35 million. Okay, so here's the deal. This is what I'm trying to say. The Cowboys should have only had to pay Dak $31 to $32 million if they had just paid his ass, 5 years ago, right? All the Cowboys had to do when Carson Wentz got his deal, when Jared Goff got his deal, all they had to do was pay Dak. What did they do? Franchise him for 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. And instead of paying Dak like 31, 32 million like Wentz and Goff, they paid him 40 because they waited 2 more years. They bet against their player because they didn't want to pay him. Okay?
I mean, but Dak had the opinion about him a little bit like Jones, where it was like, is he really the guy or not?
Exactly. So what
You
I'm
know,
saying is, if Brian
hey,
Dable is
listen,
worth a damn,
listen,
Daniel Jones is gonna ball.
listen.
So it's like you're cutting your nose to spite your face.
I think we
It
both
makes no
want.
sense.
I think we both want Daniel Jones to have the Giants by the balls.
Yes, I want to see. I hope Daniel Jones goes full blown King Petty on the job. I hope Daniel
Bend the
Jones
knee.
bend. I hope he goes. I hope John Mara has to give him a jet, a yacht, cryptocurrency, stake in the organization. Because here's the deal, right?
They roll out a red carpet when he arrives
Roll
to
out the
the.
red carpet. Because here's the deal: Kyler Murray about to get 50 a year. Lamar about to get 50 something a year. Y'all are aware that by the time it's time, but next season, when Daniel Jones wants that bag, if he balls out, he's gonna want around 53 to 55.
And here's
Because
the thing too: there's going to be teams out there that are going to be telling him, "Hey,
yup, they're
we'll
gonna be in
give
his
it to
ear.
you. Yeah, we'll give
Yup,
it
they're
to
gonna be
you."
in his ear. Because guess what? Until you franchise tag him, he's an unrestricted free agent. So he
And
could
that's the
talk to other
worst.
teams.
That's the worst. It's like like as a Giants fan, if Saquon leaves the Giants and he goes and balls out somewhere else, would I be sad? Yeah, but the longevity is
He's
going to
a
be
running
more.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a running back. Like when he hits 30, you would think that he would start to decline. But here's the thing with Jones: if he goes and balls out that first year with that new team, that's going to be haunting the Giants for at least 10 to 12 more
That's
years.
no,
At
no, no.
least
That's a curse. That's something that
that's
sends
a
your
curse.
franchise down the toilet
That's
for
Babe
decades.
Ruth.
Yes, that's a curse. That's a curse. And here's the thing, too, Pizzle. Like I said,
And
next
it would
year
kill us. It would kill us if he went out there and
it
balled
will
somewhere.
haunt us the rest of our lives. It will haunt us the rest of our lives.
It
That's
really
something we
would
don't
because
recover from.
you'd be like 70 years old still talking about that shit.
And here's the problem, right? He's gonna want between 50 and 55 next season. If we franchise Danny and make him play out that tag, guess who's getting paid after next season, Pizzle? Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. By the time Daniel Jones finishes the 2023 season, the quarterbacks are going to be getting damn near 60.
I
So get
know.
it out the way.
I look.
Get it out the way.
Quarterbacks are making crazy money now.
Yeah, because guess what? Russell Wilson's about to get another extension from Denver. So by the time Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, by the time all these and you know they're not going to let Patrick Mahomes be the 10th to 15th highest paid quarterback in the league.
No. Yeah.
Because what you call it, Matthew Stafford getting Mahomes money right now. So Mahomes is going to get a new deal that's going to reset the market. If you wait 2 years to pay Danny, he going to be worth 60 million. That's going to be the going rate. It's better to pay him early than to pay him late. Don't be the Cowboys. You can't win betting against your quarterback, Cop. You can't. Because you can't, because if you're a competent organization, you put a good coach around him.
I mean, how do you think? How you think the Lions felt watching Stafford first year with a new team go out there and win a Super Bowl?
They were crying. Oh, they cried.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
they
you mean it wasn't him the whole time? No, it was you, silly.
Oh my goodness, Pizzle. They were crying inside. They died inside.
Because you think about it, they could have hired that coach. They could have got those players. They could have done a lot of that stuff.
They had freaking Indominus Sue and Nick Fairley in his prime. They had Megatron and Reggie Bush and Nate Burleson. They had it.
They had a championship. They had a Super Bowl winning quarterback. They had Megatron, and they didn't win. They went 1 year. They didn't even win a game.
You know why they didn't win? You know why they never won with him, Pizzle? Because they're the Lions. They're a poverty, curse-stricken franchise who ain't never going to win shit.
But they might be cursed now, and I don't want the Giants to be that.
We won't be. You know why we won't be? Here's the thing. The Giants.
Are you reading some of these comments? I got some people here talking about y'all crazy. Tommy Two Toes talking about we crazy as hell. There's some people that just simply don't believe. They don't. You can't check. You can't. That's what I'm saying. There's no way they're watching the game. The same game I'm watching.
No. Daniel Jones. No. Trust me, he ain't that friendly. Trust me, he ain't that friendly. When it comes to the money, everybody thought Dak was everybody thought Dak was a nice guy, huh? When it was time to get that paper, right? Everybody thought Dak was a nice guy till it was contract time. Yeah, okay. Jets fans thought Revis was a good guy till it was time to get that
Hey,
first contract.
this Tommy Two Toes, that's another one that we spray paint the back of.
Yeah,
Well,
we gonna run.
after we get done with Pest, we putting that DJ on the back of them.
Yeah,
I
we gonna
mean,
stuff him
I
too.
just don't. I don't. It's just crazy to me how people can't get hype. Like to me, I'm excited. The thing that I'm one of the things I'm most excited about this season is to see what this team, what this offensive group with the new weapons and Dable and the new offensive coordinator, what does Daniel Jones show us with all this new stuff? Because we had, man, I mean, this is the thing about it's going back to content creators, right? How many content creators did you see out here running a lap with Joe Judge as the coach?
Preach,
They out here running the
preach,
lap, and then like almost at the end of last year, they like we done with Joe Judge. Wait a minute, you were just running the lap last week. What are you
preach,
talking about?
preach.
So to me, it's crazy to me that like all of a sudden the coach is trash, but you don't want to consider that to be a reason why the quarterback might not be playing up to his full potential.
Pizzle, let me tell you something about Giants fans. And I was so annoyed at the end of the season because I sat back and I said, look, and I was one of the last people who was out on Judge. I was one of the last ones. All right. I sat back and I said, Giants fans, shut up. Because we all thought we was winning the division. Everybody
Absolutely.
believed in
All of
Joe
us did.
Judge.
All of us did. We've talked about this before.
Yes. No Giants fan really thought
We
that.
went into 2021 after the 2020 season. We just got Kenny Galladay. We said, man, we almost made it, and then we said this is our year.
Whoa. Hold on, time out. Hey, yo, Grill Mouth Scott, you doing too much, bro. Don't be deleting messages. They ain't saying nothing disrespectful. Don't be deleting messages. You know what I'm saying? You doing too much, Scott. Relax. Yeah, I know how I treat my mods. Until I give you the hit, don't whack nobody. Don't whack nobody without permission. All right. So chill out with the whole deleting comments and stuff. But my bad, Pizzle. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, every Giants fan, every Giants content creator, including myself, really thought that last year was that year.
Me
And
too. I was rolling.
by the end of the year, it was disheartening and disappointing because obviously we didn't even sniff it.
Oh
But
no, we sniffed it. Oh, we had a good sniff until Danny got hurt.
till Danny got hurt.
Because remember, we were a game out of the wild card with tiebreakers over the Saints and Eagles.
You're
We had
right.
a tiebreaker over the Saints and the Eagles. We were 4-7. We were 4-7. They were 5-6. We were a game out of the wild card, and DJ got hurt. If Dan, look, Piz, let me tell you something, and I think you'll agree with this. Between Evan Ingram dropping the damn ball and the Eagles tanking, that cost us the division 2020.
Yes.
And in 2021, if Daniel Jones is healthy, we win at least 3 more games, if 3 or 4 more games.
It's very possible.
We technically should be coming off back-to-back playoff berths. Technically. Let's call it.
I mean, look. I mean, look, and again, it may be better that it didn't happen in the long haul.
Judge had to go.
Long term, right. It might have been a good thing, right? But see this. Okay, put Corey Harris as he's y'all acting like Daniel Jones did. Listen. No, I know. But what I'm saying is all we ain't saying he's Jesus in cleats. What we saying is he's not as bad as what people make him out to be. That's what we saying.
I never said he was Jesus in cleats. I said,
and here's the that's one of the teams right now, Fisk. If you called and you had one of them phone lines where it wasn't tapped, like you could either call, and they said, "Hey, would you rather have Daniel Jones over Jalen Hurts?" They'd say, "Yeah, we would actually."
Hey, I guarantee we get one of the first round picks they got next year for Danny.
They 100% would rather have Daniel Jones.
I guarantee you, if you said, "Hey, yo, Howie, this conversation never happened, but can we get one of the first rounders next year for DJ?" And you throw us Gardner Minshew in the first round, you had DJ. They'd be like, "Yeah."
I mean, the thing about Eagle fans, not to get off topic, but the thing about Eagle fans, they're going to be talking about Minshew at some point.
Facts. They're treacherous.
they're gonna
They
be they're
the
gonna be begging
treachery.
for they gonna be hanging tough in a lot of games, and Hurts is gonna mess them up.
Eagle fans will boo Hurts the minute he start losing. Them Eagle fans are treacherous. They will boo Hurts the minute that boy start losing. There's no faith. There's no loyalty in Philly. They boo every damn body. They booed Embiid. He the only good thing in Philly right now. Y'all booed his ass too. There's nothing in Philly that don't get booed, man. Nothing. Nothing.
Listen. I feel good with all that being said. The last 2 seasons, what's happened, right? Whether they should have made the playoffs or what, I feel good with where we are right now.
I feel great.
I feel good. If you told me anybody could tell me, hey, the Giants are going to finish fourth in the division, I will blow smoke in their face and say, we'll see.
Bet something. That's
We'll
my
see.
response. Bet something.
We'll see
Bet
then. I
something.
mean, because like I really don't fear this division.
Check
I
this
don't
out.
fear the Cowboys. I don't fear the Eagles. And let me tell you something else about Daniel Jones that I've appreciated about him. As much as I loved Eli couldn't beat the Eagles.
He couldn't beat the Eagles.
Couldn't beat the Eagles. They had kryptonite on Eli out there beating the 18-0 Patriots, but he can't beat the Eagles. I mean, but Danny has shown that he can beat the Eagles.
He owns the Eagles.
I mean, and they said they love to bring up that 80-yard run where he fell down. He still scored on y'all.
And if it wasn't for Ever Ingle, he would have won.
We would have won. Like they would have swept him that year. They would have literally swept. They actually the Giants did sweep them. We just didn't finish the job. And then,
oh my god.
And then Washington. He's had Washington's number since he's been here.
They fear Daniel Jones.
They fear Daniel.
They fear him.
And the Cowboys. You gonna tell me he don't want to get them back for that concussion he gave that they got?
You know, Daniel Jones' greatest victory was against the Cowboys. We can't root for the Eagles
in a game that was you're talking about the last game of the year.
Yes,
we can't in a game that had playoff implications. You have to win in order for your season to still be
pretty much.
And he won that game.
You can't root for Philly at 8:00 if Danny don't beat Dallas at 1:00.
Boom. And I did, and I look like a fool rooting for the Eagles, and they out there playing games.
Now we ain't look like fool because we weren't rooting for the Eagles. We was rooting for the division win.
Yeah, we were rooting for the Giants.
I like
still.
to chalk it up.
Yeah, we still rooting for the Giants.
We weren't rooting for the Eagles. we was rooting for the division. We weren't rooting for the Eagles. I gotta kind of
I just don't. I don't think. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what our division record is going to be this year. I'm not.
One.
I don't.
5-1. We'll split with Dallas.
But here's what I. Okay, but in saying that, I don't see anybody in this division sweeping us.
We got the best quarterback in the division.
I mean, and I like Dak's game. I don't even hate Dak. I don't even hate Dak.
I got a hot take for you.
Give it to me.
Don't laugh at me when I say this, but I mean this shit. I'll take Wentz over Dak. Dak is a glorified game, man. That's the black Alex Smith. I do not got time, bro. No. Dak, you know that last year he was 1-8 against above 500 teams.
You know what Cowboy fans don't want to admit right now is that Zeke is washed.
Don't say that, Cop. I got $1,000 on Zeke right now. He's in all my $1 million best balls. Don't say that.
Tony Pollard is their man now, though.
Nah. I gotta rebuke that. I rebuke that.
I'm just telling you, Tony Pollard's their guy now.
Notice what
that's their dog.
Bad word about Zeke this offseason because I'm all in on Zeke. Zeke going in the third round right now. No. I rebuke that. No, hey, I need all the Zeke.
I'm telling you.
Look, let me tell you something.
I just don't fear it. Look, if you told me right now the Cowboys are the team to beat in the division, of course, Eagle fans they lose their mind to hear that. Okay, that's fine, but I'm telling you, the gap in which their talent versus our talent, it's not as big as what people think it is.
The Giants have. All right, so here's the deal. I was on whose show did I do? I don't know. I think I did Full Press Giants show. Yeah, okay, yeah. It was that. So here's how I break it down, right? On defense, Cop. Other than Micah Parsons, name one player on the Cowboys defense you drafted ahead of the next Giant. Other than Micah Parsons. So if we did draft,
Mhm.
of the Giants versus Eagles on defense, just the defense. Obviously, Micah Parsons is going one, right? Tell me
Are you just talking about NFC
just the
East
defense
teams?
between the Giants and the Cowboys. If you're doing a fantasy
Yeah,
draft
yeah,
between the
yeah, yeah.
Giants and
I
the
would say
Cowboys, just the defense,
I would say Parsons would go one.
just the defense, right?
Sure.
It'll be, but after Micah Parsons, you cannot tell me like the next 4 out of the 5 players ain't gonna be Giants. You can't say, because here's the thing: they're gonna take Kayvon, they're gonna
Okay.
take Xavier McKinney, they're gonna take Ryan, not Ryan, Blake Martinez, and they're gonna take Ojulari. The first corner, they'll probably take Diggs over Dory. The first corner will probably be Dallas. But after Micah Parsons,
The only person that I think could get in there would maybe be Lawrence for the Cowboys.
maybe, but he's bad last year.
Diggs. I know there. Yeah, I mean, I see people putting like I think he was a product of a good pass rush from Parsons, and he was benefiting from what Parsons was doing.
Actually, I disagree. You know what he's a product of? Quarterbacks thinking he's trash. Let me tell you why. Great corners don't get thrown at.
You don't think they were out there fearing Parsons a little bit?
No. What I mean is they didn't fear him. They didn't fear Diggs.
Oh, okay.
Because guess what? Revis didn't get thrown at. Dion didn't get thrown at. I watched Aaron Rodgers literally not throw at Richard Sherman for an entire Sunday Night Football opener.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something too. Tony cooked Diggs. He put
He
that boy in a
cooked
blender.
Diggs, he cooked Ramsey, and he cooked Marshawn Lattimore in that Saints game. Tony is legit.
We need Tony to stay healthy bad.
Yeah, we need him to say Tony's legit. But what I'm saying, but back to Trevin Diggs though, great corners don't get thrown at. The reason why Diggs gets all these interceptions is because they keep throwing at him because they waiting for him to bite on that double move. That's why they keep throwing at him. If Diggs was so great, and
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I wouldn't draft him. Like he wouldn't be in the top 5.
he wouldn't be in the top 5. He'd probably be
But
the
he's
best
the only
corner off the board. But
he's the only person that you could bring up. Other
yeah,
than I think maybe Lawrence.
but here's the thing though, you're not going to take Lawrence over Leonard. You
No.
know, even any Cowboy fan, but yeah, we'll take Leonard, we'll take Big Cat. You give us Big Cat. Oh yeah, we'll take Blake. We'll take Kayvon. We'll take Ojulari. Yeah, if even the Cowboy fans will say, shit, we could just put Parsons on the Giants. You know what I'm saying? And then don't even get me started on offense. Don't even get me started on offense because Saquon better than Zeke, Tony better than every receiver because CeeDee Lamb is not that good. He's not that good.
I like CeeDee Lamb though. I do like CeeDee.
I used to like CeeDee Lamb, but here's the problem. So we do a YouTuber fantasy league. You can have in on it this year if you want to.
Okay? Let me ask you. Seriously, who's the best receiver in the NFC East?
NFC, the best receiver in the NFC East.
Who's the best receiver?
Oh fuck! I will probably, all biases aside, I'm gonna go McLaurin.
Okay. No, that's interesting
By
to
the
me.
end of the year, it'll be Tony. But as of right now, going into the season, gotta go with McLaurin. By the end of the year, it'll be Tony. But going into the season, I'm gonna go with McLaurin with one.
What about AJ? What about AJ Brown?
But here's one caveat though. If you said I would get 17 games out of Kenny Golladay in this offense, I would take Golladay as the best receiver. If I could get 17 games out of Golladay, but I don't think I can get 17 games out of Golladay.
See, I disagree with you. If you told me right now, I'm going to get 17. You get 17 games with Tony, 17 games with Golladay. I think Tony's having the better year.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, all right, yeah. If you put it that way, then yeah, I'm gonna go Tony. I'm just saying going on resumes.
Assuming all of our players stay healthy, I think Tony could have. I mean,
but that's a different.
This is one thing I don't like to talk about,
right?
Because it brings up a lot. But there's a lot of Giant fans out there. They still got OBJ on the brain.
It still hurts my feelings a little bit.
There's some people that they still can't let OBJ go. They still hold on.
You know why, Pizzle?
But
because
hold on.
Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say was this team, this fan base, desperately needs a guy like Tony to go out there and just have an absolute amazing season. A Pro Bowl level season, like superstar, so they can get OBJ off the brain.
Pizzle, I let it go. I let it go until I saw that motherfucker catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl. I let it go until then because Gettleman told me you can't win with OBJ. Gettleman and John Mara and Pat Shermer said you can't win with that guy in the locker room. That's what they told us. And he goes and catches a touchdown in the Super Bowl. No, I was over it, Pizzle. I let it go. Got Galladay, we got Tony, Daniel Jones, my favorite. I let it go. But then he goes to the Rams, a winning organization with a good culture, and he balls the hell out. And that bothered me because I sat back, Pizzle, and I said it I said, look, I said it during the Tony trade rumors. I said it during the James Bradberry bullshit. I said, listen, if they're good enough for these winning organizations, they're good enough for us. When the Patriots and the Packers and the Chiefs, when they want to trade for Kadarius Toney, that should tell you something. When the Rams and Packers and Chiefs, when they're begging Odell Beckham to come to their team, that should tell you something. The Giants are not a good. We have been a trash organization since the boat trip. We have the worst record in the entire NFL since the boat trip.
Oh, it's like the boat trip is a curse.
That's a curse, and that's what I'm saying, Pizzle.
And it's almost like we gotta finish. Like, not that I want this, but it's like in order for us to we gotta cut the head. We gotta get Shepard out of here.
I said the same thing. But
it's like Shepard. Ever since Shepard been here in the boat trip, it's been all bad. He's the last one standing.
And that's my point. My whole point is this: when you have players that are good enough to go to winning, if I have a rule, and this is another one of my rules, Pizzle. If a winning organization thinks that player can work, you should probably keep him. Maybe you're the problem. Because Andy Reid, Belichick, these coaches know what the hell they're doing. Harbaugh, who won at Bradberry, these are winning Super Bowl coaches. If they're good enough to be on their roster, Pizzle, maybe we should be looking at ourselves in the mirror and saying, what are we doing wrong that we don't want the guy?
But when you have so many years of inconsistency,
I'm
talking about the Giants.
Oh, I'm about to say Odell was never in.
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about you have so many years where things ain't going right. You ain't thinking clearly, anyways, where you can make smart decisions. And look, I will be the first to tell you right now. When they moved on for OBJ, I was done with OBJ too. But here's the thing. Like they never replaced him.
But here's the problem, Pizzle.
I know it's hard to do that, but
on me and tell me it's raining. How the hell do you get rid of a 26-year-old top 5 receiver and then go sign some 30-year-old for $40 million in Golden Tate?
But here's the thing about OBJ is obviously he went to Cleveland, nothing happened, and that
was a bad situation.
Bad organization. I give you that, but to me, OBJ, he goes to LA and he gets with Cooper Kupp. And it's like, now that OBJ, in my opinion, needed to be Robin instead of being Batman.
No.
That's what I believe.
After 2 ACL surgeries, yes, he needs to be Robin instead of Batman.
But he's better. He's a better Robin than he is a Batman.
No. Giants Odell Beckham was a whole Batman, Superman, Green Lantern.
In 2016.
Prime Odell, but what I'm saying is prime Odell Beckham was a Batman, but after 2 ACL surgeries, he definitely is a Robin. I agree.
But he did, but that playoff game, which was the boat trip, he let us down.
He did. He let us down.
And that's the thing about the OBJ
that was
supporters.
Immaturity, though. As he showed during the Rams, because he got busy
with the Rams. Yes, with the Rams thing, he stepped up. Absolutely, I'll give him that. And that's the thing is there is a time and a place, and with OBJ, it's like
you know what pissed me off the most about the boat trip, Pizzle? Those 3 jackasses went to Lambeau and warmed up shirtless to prove a point. They doubled down on the shit.
They doubled down on it. Let me say because I know I want to bring up a point that we made earlier about OBJ and how it goes into today is you were talking about watching OBJ ball in the Super Bowl, right? And I know he got hurt in that game, but he was balling up to that point. But it hurts you, right, as a fan to see
Hurt my
that.
feelings, hurt my soul.
That's the same feeling that some of us feel about Daniel Jones.
Oh no, it would be worse. No, 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 no,
But
no.
do
It's
you
not
see
even
what? But
close.
I'm saying
It's way worse.
the ones that feel
Way
that way. No,
worse.
I know it'd be what to me it would be.
Way
But the
worse.
way that some of these people were crying and all this and that about OBJ and that's the same feeling about Daniel.
Could you imagine if Daniel Jones went to the freaking 49ers or he goes to the Broncos and he start winning playoff games
Like
and
they
we
would
gotta
have,
watch him for 15 years on another team?
if that happened,
Oh my gosh.
Fisk, if that happened, we'd have to change the logo. We'd have to change it. We'd
Jesus.
have to completely do a whole new makeover.
Mara would have to go in hiding.
Yeah, I
John
mean,
Mara wouldn't be able to come to
it
Giants
would be
game.
awful. It would be terrible. And so the fact is, like, OBJ is kind of, and what started this conversation is the fact that we desperately need like Tony to be like that guy so we can stop thinking about OBJ. But the point being
Basically.
is like the point being, and I think Tony could be that guy. Don't get me wrong. Like
Oh,
if we
he
need,
showed the potential.
he's shown that potential. But if DJ went out there and did something like that, where he went to another team and they went like he balled out in the Super Bowl, I mean, we would look like most Giant fans would look like fools
We
because
would never get over it.
we would never get over it.
Because that's a quarterback. That's Daniel Jones has MVP upside. And I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. You don't throw Daniel Jones his first game, 18-point comeback victory versus Tampa. Multiple four touchdown games. And then he has the 5 touchdown game overtime win versus Washington, right?
Hmm.
And then in the guy's second year, every game we played in the division, because we were so awful that year, the division was so garbage that every Eagle game, every Washington game was basically for first place. He balled every game and then beat the Cowboys when it mattered the most. And don't forget, we should have went to overtime with Tampa, but they called back the 2-point. They picked up the flag. Daniel Jones had a 2-minute drill for the ages
And
versus
that's the year we should have
Cowboys
went to the
defense.
playoffs.
Yeah, that was the second year, right? Remember when we played Tampa Bay on Monday Night Football, and Daniel Jones got the ball back with 2 minutes to go. He drove down, got a touchdown, and then they call a flag for pass interference and pick it up instead of letting us go to OT. And then his third season, it's not his fault ever that bum Darius Slayton can't catch. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that Adoree Jackson dropped the game-winning interception after Daniel Jones trucked Grady Jarrett to get the 2-point conversion. It's not Daniel Jones' fault that the whole wide receiving core just decides to get hurt versus Dallas. Saquon got hurt.
Yeah.
Galladay got hurt. DJ got hurt. Andrew
Everybody went
Thomas
down
got
that
hurt.
game.
Yeah, so I'm just like, it's not Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he beat the Raiders. The Raiders were a playoff team. The Panthers were on fire when he beat them with no help. People don't talk about this, but the game he had the game Daniel Jones had the OBJ catch, the one-handed catch. He beat the Panthers without Andrew Thomas, without Saquon, without Galladay, without Tony, without Shepard. He beat them by himself.
Let me ask you this. Fizz, because I'm reading comments and there's a lot of people commenting that seem to be anti Daniel Jones.
They are. They hate
Okay,
him.
but here's the thing, and I've seen these people too, where there are people out there that say, "Hey, Taylor should be the starting quarterback when it
Oh
get."
my gosh.
Okay, but hold on. Is there anything at what point in your mind would you think that Daniel Jones should be pulled for Taylor at any point this season? Like, what would Daniel have to do poorly, or what would you see that would say, "Man, we done with Daniel Jones"?
You know
Like,
why I hate that question?
let's buy into these people and their non-believers of Daniel Jones, and let's get on their team and just what would it be?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna sound like a cop out, but damn, the kid had like 25 turnovers his rookie year, but he still had 24 touchdowns in 12 games. So it's like I don't know. The problem with Daniel Jones is he's never looked inept. So I don't know because I've never seen him look like Mitchell Trubisky and have like 25 passing yards through a half. Like I can't answer that question, Cop, because we've never seen Daniel Jones look inept. When
So
have
what
you
if he got
turned
what
on
if
the
he got
TV?
what if he got hurt in week 2 of the season
Oh,
and
now
let's
if he
say,
gets hurt, I'm done. That's the only thing that'll get me out on Daniel Jones' durability. If he gets hurt
which
again
is a
next year,
problem. I think we both agree
then I
that's a
mean,
problem.
damn. At some point, it's like, okay, bro, like what the fuck? Like, go to Germany, whatever you got to do. Like, yo, go take some steroids. I don't fuck. But I mean, like, I don't. Other than his health, Daniel Jones, like I said, I've never seen him look inept. So it's like, other than health, I can't see a reason to put Tyrod in. Like, Daniel Jones has never looked lost like Trevor Lawrence.
You know
Trevor
what, man?
Lawrence looked lost
You know
at
what
some
bothers
points.
you know what bothers me about some content creators, and I see a lot of this on Twitter too, where it's like there's content creators out there that have a set number of Daniel better throw this many touchdowns, he better throw this many passing yards, he better do this, he better do that, or I'm not going to support him. Like I've seen that. I've seen those people out there that demand him to have X amount of this, X amount of that, or he's got to go. And to me, I don't really care. I don't really get into the numbers things. I mean, obviously, I said at one point in the stream, like I think he could make for a great fantasy quarterback this year for
He
a lot
will.
of people. But like to me, like if he leads this team to the playoffs, that's damn near good enough for me. I mean, if you just get this team to the playoffs, or you at least get them sniffing the playoffs after the last couple of years, like that's good
Here's
enough.
the deal, Pizzle, and close your ears because I got to shit on Eli for like 2 minutes, right quick. So this is what bothers me with Eli Manning, right? This is what pisses me off.
Let me before you say this, do you have any appreciation for Eli in the
You want to
fact
know
that?
why I hate Eli?
But hold on, but he's hanging he's hanging around the organization still. He came out and said that he's supporting Daniel or he's trying to help Daniel any way he can, and he's still part of the organization. Like I think it's cool that he still at least cares about. There's
All right,
quarterbacks that's like I'm out, like
so
I'm
let me
gone.
tell you something, Pizzle, because I think you need to hear this because we only started beefing because you didn't like my Eli Manning
You
take. So let
saying
me
I'm you
explain to
saying I
you.
you saying I'm sick with Eli.
No. I'm telling
I
no, I
got that
need to
Eli
tell
Manning
you
virus.
you do, but let me tell you what's wrong. Let me tell you where my anger for Eli began. Okay, this is what it all stems from. 2011. Okay, Eli Manning, in my humble opinion, was the MVP of the league. Like in my humble opinion, Eli Manning with all those fourth quarter comebacks, all those fourth quarter numbers on that shitty roster that went 9-7. Eli Manning, in my opinion, probably should have got. And he was a Manningham drop away from throwing for 5,000 yards. By the way, people forget that.
Okay.
2011 Eli Manning was a top 5 quarterback. I don't care what anybody says.
Honestly, that stretch from '07 to that point.
I ain't
I
gonna
mean,
go that far. We
I
just
mean,
talk
he
about
was a.
2011. I
I
go
think
that
I
far.
think he was a baddie.
So we go stick to 2011,
Okay,
right?
that's
And
fine.
then he beats 15-1 Aaron Rodgers. He beats Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Okay. Oh,
Hmm.
and by the way, he beat future MVP Matt Ryan in that playoff run too.
Mm.
So that's where we
They
were with
all Hall of
2011.
Famers.
Exactly. That's where we were in 2011. Eli Manning, one of the greatest quarterback years I've ever seen.
Okay.
At that point, I thought we were going to be. I thought we were going to have Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. I thought this was Drew Brees. I thought Eli Manning was going to be the guy for the next 10 years. I thought he was going to be that guy. I got my hopes up. And he proceeded to hurt my feelings game after game, season after season. I saw nothing but laziness, inconsistency, and flat out privilegedness. And what I mean by privilegedness is he knew he would never get benched no matter how bad he played. He never had a quality backer to give him competition because he won 2 Super Bowls. He went out there and I don't want to say he dogged it, but he didn't care hard enough. Because here's the deal, Pizzle. You have beautiful children. If your daughter brought you straight A's for a whole year, Pizzle, if she brought you a report card with straight A's for a whole year, and then the next 3 years of high school brought you nothing but C's and D's, would you or would you not be like, what the fuck?
No, absolutely.
That's what Eli Manning did. Eli Manning was an honor roll student in 2011, and then he proceeded to bring us D's and F's for the next 8 seasons.
I think there was two. I think, in my opinion, there was two big moments that. Well, there's no. I think Eric Flowers really fucked him up. To be honest with you,
It shouldn't matter because
I know,
he
but
was the highest paid player in the
I
NFL.
no, I get that. But I'm saying when you got a really when you get some guys that are really bad offensive line, and you get footsteps and you get messed up, like I just think that he mentally got messed up.
Here's the deal, Pizzle.
And it may have and maybe some of the hits and some of what happened maybe took a year or two off of
If
him.
Eli Manning here's the problem, Pizzle. If 2011 didn't happen, I would give you that pass. But Eli Manning won a Super Bowl with with the worst offensive line in the league and the 26th ranked defense in the league. Eli Manning showed that he could carry a team. He showed he could put a team on his back and be the best player on a Super Bowl team. He showed that. So my whole thing, Pizzle, is I don't give a damn about his offensive line. I don't give a damn how bad our defense is. I don't give a damn Odell Beckham doesn't have a second receiver. Eli Manning showed me in 2011 that if he puts his mind to it, offensive line be damned, defense be damned, run game be damned. If Eli Manning want to put the team on his back, he has the potential to do it. So why you didn't do it again?
Well, let me
Why he didn't do it again?
let me spin this on you too, because I know there's some people that believe this. Do you there are some people that believe the only reason Daniel Jones is still here is because of Eli. Because they kept going on with Eli and then eventually he won a Super Bowl. Whereas if Eli would have never been a thing, like if Eli would have never been our quarterback, Daniel Jones would have had his time and already be gone. Do you think that Daniel Jones gets a little bit of a privilege and a pass because he has that look of Eli?
I'm gonna say no because this they don't get here's a problem with the fan base. They made every excuse for Eli, the offensive line, the defense, the lack of receivers. They don't give Daniel Jones none of those excuses.
No,
These
I know
other
that.
content creators and these fans, they treat Daniel Jones the way they should have treated Eli. That's how they treat Daniel Jones. They're holding Daniel Jones to standards that he just flat out don't deserve to be held to.
I mean, I think the biggest thing. I mean, look, I will say this. There were some years after 2011. I think Eli did play really good, but I guess for me as a fan, after Eli won 2, he could do no wrong.
And that's my problem.
And look, I know that's not a great way to be, but like once my man won 2, which doubled our count before he got there, it's like, man, let the dude just ball however long he wants to.
Pizzle, that's the problem. If Eli Manning, here's what I'm trying to say. If Eli Manning was a Joe Flacco or a Nick Foles and won 2 Super Bowls, God bless. You can be as trash as you want to be.
Sure.
But Eli Manning was a number 1 overall pick, making $25 million a year. No, you got to keep producing.
You saying he needed to be LeBron?
Yes, because when he retired, Pizzle, when Eli Manning retired, he retired as the highest paid player in NFL history, more than his brother, more than Brett Favre, more than Bree. He was the highest paid player in NFL history when he retired. But he had 5 double-digit losing seasons out of 8 post 2011. That's terrible.
Hey,
I'm
still gonna love Eli.
I'm sorry, he was too talented for that. I expected more because he was just too good, Pizzle. Eli Manning had the potential to be the GOAT. He was that clutch.
Well, he is our GOAT. He's our quarterback GOAT. I mean, he's not
quarterback GOAT, but yeah, but like
obviously LT's our GOAT, but
I'm just saying in general, the Eli Manning I saw in the 2008 playoffs, in the 2011 playoffs, hell, the boat trip game, playoff Eli was live. And
I don't think Eli ever. Yeah, Eli never really. I mean, Eli always played playoff games really good.
But you can't do that. You can't be great in the playoffs and tell me you can't
Look,
replicate that in the regular season.
I
That
get
makes
what
no
I
sense.
get what you're saying. There are yes, I understand that Eli at multiple for multiple years he didn't elevate his team. Let's say like an Aaron Rodgers, right? But with that being said, I mean Aaron ain't got two.
I agree, but here's the thing though. Eli Manning got 4 MVPs.
Look, I mean Eli is always going to be one of the most fascinating players to ever.
Hold on. Let me ask you a better question, Pizzle. Let me get to the root of this. Let me ask you a question. Would you what how do I word this? Would you I don't want to say trade a Super Bowl. You never want to do that. I'm not going to say that. But wouldn't it be nice to own the Eagles and Cowboys the way that Aaron Rodgers owned the Bears
The
and the
Bears, yeah.
Vikings? Or the way Tom Brady owned the Bills and the Dolphins? Wouldn't it be nice? Because that's all I'm saying. Like Eli Manning.
Well, I will say that here's the thing about what's fascinating about Eli. It's like, yeah, we got two rings, but like he never really now Washington maybe, but there was a couple weird losses. Like the Washington beat us with like Todd Collins as their quarterback one time.
Yep.
There's a lot of weird ones, and obviously
Eli with like 7 different quarterbacks.
and obviously he struggled against the Eagles.
Cobb.
He struggled against the Eagles, and when we did beat the Cowboys with Eli, it was like pulling teeth.
It only happened in big games, like playoff.
Yeah, it was like, but it was pulling teeth. They were tight games too. It was never like we really just went out there and kicked their ass. Like,
and that's the problem, Pistol. How you beat Tom Brady in 2 Super Bowls?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't beat Romo for the division.
He's fascinating. Like there's just, and that's but isn't that part of DJ too? Like where it's like you're going to have moments of like. I think
he's been shockingly consistent.
I think there's going to be moments with DJ that are similar to Eli where it's like you're fascinated by the fact that he can do this, but he can't do that.
I want to see him under Dable before I say that, because I think Daniel Jones.
Which, by the way, is it even fair to him the fact that this is his third head coach?
No, because he should have kept. We should have kept Pat Shurmur in the first place.
Okay, but let me say something about that, because I've heard that too. But here's the thing: it's like I think you agree that his rookie year was his best year.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now he's finally got an offensive-minded coach again, and maybe an even better offensive-minded coach.
No, hold on. That was his best statistical year, I believe.
Yes.
His best year. I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually think Daniel Jones has been a better quarterback. He's gotten better every year, because there's the thing.
I believe that too.
He wins. Like, Giants fans don't look at it this way, but y'all do understand that Daniel Jones was a drop ball and a tank job for winning that division 2 years ago. And in last year,
they don't want to believe that.
We were a game out of the wild card with tiebreakers over the Eagles and the Saints. Daniel Jones in the worst offensive system since Navy games in the 30s. Okay, Daniel Jones in like offense from 1890 made us competent. When we lost Daniel Jones last year, we saw what we really were.
But in fairness, if I think that same thing would have happened if the Giants would have lost Eli. That was one of Eli's greatest gifts, is the fact that we could count on him to actually be in the lineup.
Yes.
Like if we would have lost Eli in 07, 08, we don't win the Super Bowl that year.
Absolutely not. See, but here's the thing though. At the end of that's
or even 11.
But the problem with Eli is, oh my gosh, I can't stand. Here's the thing. So,
but you have to appreciate Eli. That's all I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. He's a Hall of Famer. He shouldn't be, but he is. And I tell people, right? I'm like, listen, Eli Manning was a horrible regular season player. If you just look at it, and if you look at it in a vacuum, Eli Manning is not a Hall of Famer. But 2 Super Bowl wins over the GOAT gets you in the Hall of Fame.
But you know what's funny about that is like they used to say that shit about Peyton, where it's like Peyton was a great regular season, but like he couldn't win the big game. Like they used to say that shit about Peyton all the time,
and said it a lot.
And they said it a lot. And then, like, when he finally got it done, which I think it was the Bears that he won his first one
Yeah,
on.
2005 versus the
Yeah,
Bears.
like that when he finally did, it was like that was what got the monkey off the back. But like even in college, Peyton couldn't beat, like when he played at Tennessee, he couldn't beat like Florida. He couldn't win in
He
like
was
any of the big
with
games.
Eli. They were the opposite of each
They were
other.
the
Eli
opposite.
Manning,
Yeah. It was like
Eli
Eli would
Manning
just have like an
literally
average. He would have like an average regular season, but then in the playoffs, he becomes Superman.
Superman, yes. And then Peyton Manning went from the smartest
Superman.
quarterback to
Yeah.
ever lived to a dum dum in the playoffs.
Yeah. No,
It was amazing.
it's fascinating. They're both fascinating in a lot of
And
ways.
and that's the thing, like I said, bro. I'm a playoff guy. Eli Manning, in my opinion, outside of Tom Brady and Joe Montana, I'm not taking anybody above Eli Manning.
So then so you will at least appreciate Eli for the sense that the big games.
No, but my appreciation for Eli is why I hate him so much. Because playoff
Because
Eli,
you want that every game.
Yes, if playoff Eli showed up for 16 weeks, we'd have 4 or 5 Super Bowls.
You want him showing up in week 11 like that.
You can't don't jerk me off like that. Do not dick tease me. Don't blue ball me. He blue balled me. Don't tease me. Don't give me a lap dance. Don't give me
But in fairness, both of those teams that won Super Bowl 42 and 46, they both blue balled us.
They did.
Because there was times that the defense was absolute trash.
They were horrible in the regular season, both
and
years.
then like they just complete balling
because of Eli. That's the Eli effect. Because we were 9-7.
Okay, if that's what you're saying, then some of these people commented like they want Daniel to do that. Then
I don't want Daniel to do that. I want Daniel to have a number 1 seed or something. I don't want to be 9-7 and squeak into the play. No. I want Daniel Jones to be number 1 seed, number 2 seed. I want consistently 10 to 12 wins. I
do too.
I am 33. I'll be 33 in 2 weeks, right? I will be 33 in 2 weeks. I've been rooting for the Giants my whole life. Before I die, Cop Pizzle, I want to say I got a good 35, 40 years left on this earth. Before I die, I just want one MVP quarterback. We have 4 Super Bowls, Cop, not one elite quarterback. How you got 4 Super Bowls and not one elite franchise quarterback?
I'm sorry, but I think Eli at one point was elite.
No.
That's what I believe. Now look, Eli. I don't know if Eli would be able to be. I don't think he would be elite in this time period. But when in 07, the game was different then. Now the game is more about your quarterback better have some mobility, right? Because if your quarterback don't have mobility, then he's probably going to get killed.
Agreed.
So now it's like a lot of quarterbacks. Obviously there's some that's
it's
like golf.
Everybody runs. Yeah,
a lot of quarterbacks. There's a couple. There's a handful of like golf. And I don't even know if I don't know if you would put Stafford in that, but like, man, I know Brady don't go nowhere, but like a lot of them dudes now.
Brady the only one that don't run because even Matthew Stafford throws no looks on the running shit.
He does. That's true. That's true. But golf don't do nothing like that either.
Brady and Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan. Yeah. But you can count literally on one hand guys who really don't even move.
Ben Roethlisberger retired, so
yeah, he's gone.
Matt Jones, I don't know. Matt Jones had a couple 20-yard scrambles last year.
If you wanted to put him on one hand, you could. You could maybe. Tannehill moves a little bit.
Tannehill moves. They all move.
They all move.
Matt Ryan and Tom Brady, they all move.
But Eli didn't really move. He did a couple play action rollouts and stuff like that. But most of the time, he was just as slow as his damn brother. They're slow. But Daniel Jones, he got a different kind of speed. To me, I'll tell you this: as much as I love Eli, I know you'll agree with me, Fisk, on this. Daniel Jones has the tools to be better than Eli.
Agreed.
He's got so right now, Eli Manning, and I know a lot of people they're gonna say I'm crazy, but Daniel Jones has the tools to be the Giants' GOAT at quarterback. He does because he's faster. He's faster than Eli. He runs faster. He runs better in pocket. Now he's got to stay healthy. That's the one thing Eli's got over him right now for sure. I think he throws just as good. Although Eli had some really sneaky. I mean, there's some highlights that you can watch that. I mean, Eli was a baller, but Daniel could be just as good. And the fact that he's got wheels makes him potentially a better quarterback.
Eli, Daniel Jones, through his first 3 years, is a better player than Eli was his first 3 years. Don't let the numbers
Yeah,
fool
no,
you.
no, no. Matter of fact, I'm glad So here's the thing. One of the reasons why I joined YouTube, I joined back in '07, was because they were talking at that time period before he won the Super Bowl. They were talking about replacing Eli.
They was gonna fire Coughlin
I
and
mean, they were getting ready to
trade
get
Eli.
rid of Eli. Yeah, it was
They
like,
was about
look,
to reset.
yeah, they were about to reset, and then Eli went out there and won that Super Bowl, and it was, I mean, he was good from the rest of the way. The fact
Not
that he got
really, because they was about to fire Coughlin in 2011 too.
well, no, but the fact that they got him, yeah, the fact that he got him another one gave him even more padding. But
Yeah, he
no,
was
that's
gold
that's a
after that.
that's a
Yeah, he
real
was gold.
thing. '07, he was taking some heat that he was about to be you out of here, dude. Because that was his fourth year,
Yeah,
and
no, yeah.
it was his fourth.
His fourth year.
That was his fourth year, and they were talking like, no, you're not it. You ain't it. And I mean, because the first year he didn't play as much because obviously because they had Kurt Warner was 5-2, I think, and then they replaced him with Eli, and then like Eli went on to win like one game, and it
Yeah,
was
he
the
was horrible
Cowboys
his
game.
rookie
It
season.
was like
Horrible.
it was horrible, and so then the next couple years he struggled on decent teams. That was even during the phase they were doing the balling thing. You remember that?
Yeah, because remember, we had Plexico, Tumor,
We had a
we
good
had
team.
Tiki, Shockey. Eli had a lot of help
He had a
those
lot of
first
help. He had
couple years.
Tiki, he
A
had
lot of help.
Shockey. Yeah, he had a lot of help. He had a lot of
One of the
dudes.
best offensive lines in the league.
One of the best, yes. And that's the thing that obviously the Giants have never replaced. But the fact is yeah, there was a time period that Eli was, which is funny because now here we are with Daniel. What year is he going into?
4.
And what are we talking about? We talking about potentially replacing him, not us, but a lot of people are. I mean, to be
Mhm.
quite honest with you, like there's a lot of similarities.
They want to replace him with that weirdo in Kentucky, Levis, who puts mayonnaise in his coffee. That's who we want to replace DJ with. Some bozo that puts mayonnaise
I've
in his
heard
coffee.
him and the quarterback from Alabama, the guy from Ohio State.
Bro, Bryce Love is like 180 pounds.
I
Kyler
know.
Murray bigger than him.
Hey, look, Fizz, the one thing that I've always said is like if you gonna replace a dude, a player, you better have a good replacement for him. And as we've talked about this whole damn stream, there's a shit ton of teams in this league that would take Daniel Jones right now. That he's
And
a better
another thing,
option.
since we speaking on it, y'all need to hold that damn Trevor Lawrence accountable. That dude Trevor Lawrence was 10 touchdowns and 17 picks? What? In 17? No. I ain't trying to hear that. Y'all told me Trevor Lawrence was Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be the next John Elway. That's what I was told. That dude Trevor Lawrence was
It's okay
garbage
if a guy,
last year.
it's so, but like it's
But
okay if
Dizzle
you
just
struggle
swept
as
under
a
the
rookie.
rug. They said, "Oh, Trevor Lawrence, we got to give him another year. The
Oh
coaching
no,
staff
I
is
agree. I
terrible."
I agree with that. I agree with
So
that
why they don't get Daniel Jones that pass?
because they stupid.
They're real. And here's the thing: I don't
They
even
pick and
like
choose who gets a pass.
I, Cop. I don't like Baker. I'm not a Baker guy. I forgave Baker because he's in North Carolina with me now, so I forgave him because he's playing for the whole town team. But here's the thing: Baker took over an 0-16 team and broke the rookie touchdown record. Daniel Jones took over a horrible Giants team and threw 24-12. If you're good, you show it. Period. Trevor was horrible last year. If you're good, Pizzle, you show it. Andrew Luck took over a 1-15 team. RG3 took over a horrible Washington team. If you're good, you normally flash it. Trevor didn't flash, but they sweep it under the rug, Cop, because they like him.
If you
And
could,
that
let me ask you this. Let me ask you because you obviously you don't like Trevor, but if is there one dude in the league that you could if you could replace Daniel Jones with? And I'm not talking about just replacing him for 1 year. I'm talking about, potentially 10, 15 years. Who would you
Oh,
who if you if you had your- if you had your pick, who would it be?
I took the videos down, but I tried to get Deshaun. I took the videos down, but
Deshaun
I tried.
Watson?
Hell, motherfucking yeah, cop. For, put the cases aside. The guy was a top 3 quarterback before the cases.
Yeah. Put
Put
the
the cases aside.
I can't put the cases aside
Yes, you
though.
did. Nah, bro, check this out. Look, let me tell y'all something. Look, let me tell y'all something. Deshaun is a pervert. We're not gonna deny that, okay? It's a fact. Deshaun is a pervert. You can't be with 66 women over like a 2-year period. You're a pervert, okay?
Everybody in town.
He's a pervert. But let's not act like half them women weren't trying to get a check. I'm sorry. 24 civil suits. Y'all wait 2 years. No. Look, listen, check this out. I'm a firm believer, and I have 2 beautiful sisters. All right. I was raised by a family of women. I was. If one of my aunts or my sisters can't remotely had a Deshaun Watson situation, I would be mad if they waited 2 years. No, you come to your big brother, we're gonna handle that. If you don't want to go to the cops, you don't want to risk your career, you got to tell me, I handle it. But you don't wait 2 years until you think it's okay to tell on a guy. And then all 24 women, Pizzle, are represented by the same attorney. What? No, it was fishy. Deshaun's a pervert, and they're not all lying. He definitely did something to one of them.
I don't know
They're
if he
not
ever
all
plays
lying.
again.
Huh?
I don't know if he ever plays again.
Oh, please. He's going to get 4 games, 6 games max. Please.
Really?
They can't. Pizzle, the NFLPA already said they're going to fight. The NFLPA won't let them suspend Deshaun for the year. They won't let him.
Man,
because
I think he is.
they can't, because by rule, they can't give him more than 6. Because that's the rule. The domestic violence rule, if you put your hands on a female, you can't get more than 6. That's the rule. That's their rule.
Man, I'm
by
telling
law,
you.
they can't give them more than 6.
Something smells fishy about all of it.
And here's another thing too, right? You know why? You know another reason why the NFL is going to sweep it under the rug, Pizzle? The Houston Texans, they don't want to get it any dirtier than it already is. Because
That's
the
true
Houston
too.
Texans
Yeah, that's true.
condoned it.
Yeah.
They condoned it. They the ones who set it up. And then the minute Deshaun Watson wants a trade, then it leaks. Nah, man. Though the owner of the Houston Texans tried to ruin Deshaun, but in the process of him trying to ruin Deshaun, he got dragged into it too. Karma's a bitch. But forget all that. Like I said, I wanted Deshaun because I heard the rumors about Brian Flores and Deshaun Watson, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the rumors. I was like, yeah, I want Deshaun. But other than Deshaun, Patrick Mahomes, and maybe Josh Allen, that's it. Other than that, give me DJ. Mahomes, Watson, and maybe Josh Allen, give me DJ. But there's nothing Josh Allen can do that Danny can't. So I'm
just curious is all.
Yeah, Watson and Mahomes, like, because they're the same age group. Daniel Jones is what, 24, right? Watson is 25. Mahomes is what, 25, 26. So yeah, in that same age group, give me those guys. I think Daniel Jones has a higher upside than Burrow.
I say that because there may be some people watching that are like, damn, man, these people got Daniel Jones as #1 quarterback in the league. It's not you ain't saying that. You ain't saying that right now. But what you saying is like you respect his game. That's it.
Yeah, real recognize real. Look, check this out, right? Y'all know me. I'm not afraid to criticize our own. I'm not afraid to come down like 5 stars on Grand Theft on a Giants player, okay? Ask Darius Slayton, ask Evan Ingram, ask Eli Manning, Victor Cruz. I still hold him responsible for the boat trip. Okay, you supposed to be the grown man of the crew. You got a Super Bowl. I hate Victor Cruz. Oh my gosh. How Victor Cruz gonna go on the boat trip with him? This dude got a Super Bowl
like
ring.
that whole deal. I'm actually more mad at Victor Cruz than I am OBJ.
Oh my gosh, bro!
Because Victor Cruz should have been a leader of the team of that, at least that unit, and carried them. Was responsible for all that. He should
Exactly.
have been the leader of the group.
So Tiki Barber's another one I can't stand. So yeah, I do have my group of giants who I can't stand. I firmly believe in Daniel Jones. Like, if I didn't like Daniel Jones, trust me, y'all would know. I actually believe the shit I say about Danny. If I didn't like Daniel Jones, I wouldn't. I'm not. I ain't never been afraid to criticize a player. So
Why don't we shut this thing down for this week, Fisk?
yeah. So
We went for 2 hours. So we gonna do this for those that watching. We're gonna do this every Wednesday, right? From here on out, for the rest of the season.
every Wednesday,
Every
Giants
Wednesday.
outsiders, baby.
And so we can. What's cool is like when we get into the season, obviously we're gonna be able to talk about the game that just happened, and then potentially what's to come in the next game.
Yeah, the
And then
conversation could
obviously
be.
there's going to be some things that happen obviously within the season. That's going to be great. But this is a place that if you like Giants content, or you like talking about, or you like listening about Giants stuff, place you can come every Wednesday night, 8 Eastern. Is that what we're going to do, Fitz?
Yeah,
We can do that, and you can come every Wednesday this time right here, and we're just going to do this the rest of the year. And
and
we're gonna take it all the way to the Super Bowl.
yes, 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 and also will be on podcast format. So Giants outsiders. If you were, the RSS feed is the same. So if you were already subscribed to the Bulletproof Giants podcast, it should say Giants Outsiders podcast on your phone right now. But yeah, Giants Outsiders, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcast at, this will be in audio format as well. So make sure you're going and supporting us there too. And yeah, this was the first episode in the middle of July. Imagine how great this gonna be mid-season when we're like 6-2.
We spray painting dudes' backs this year.
Oh yeah. We're
Like
about to make a.
if we show up, you just might as well go ahead and get ready to get sprayed.
Yeah, that's your ass.
Yeah,
When we show up, that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't run either. You're gonna be. We don't like running. We don't like chasing. So if you make us run, it's gonna be worse.
it's gonna be worse.
It's gonna be worse.
No, man,
But
I look forward to this. Like it's gonna be cool. I think that the cool thing about this is like you gonna have some strong opinions about things. I'm gonna have strong opinions, and we haven't even touched the surface about this team so far. We just kind of talked about the main topic, which obviously is a lot to do with Daniel Jones. But there's
yeah,
also a lot of deeper stuff going that we got to dive into and talk about. And so, yeah, man, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna do it again next Wednesday.
yes. Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday is the 19th. So that's the first day of rookie camp. So
Let's get
yeah,
it.
yeah. I think the Wednesday the 19th. Yeah, I think that's the first day of rookie camp. So yeah, we'll have definitely gonna have some topics next week. No, next week is the 20th. So next Wednesday when we talk, we'll have the first day of rookie camp in the book. We'll be able to react to AZ or not AZ, Kayvon,
Yep.
Daniel Bellinger. So
Yep. Prove me
we're gonna
wrong,
have some,
Kayvon.
yeah, prove
Prove me
me right.
wrong.
Know what I'm saying? So next week's gonna be a good show. We get to talk about Wandale. We get to talk about Evan Neal. So yeah, we're gonna have a good show next week too. So
Let's do it.
anything you need to say before we roll out?
Hey, don't say some stupid shit and get spray painted.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. When you see us, you better duck. For real. But yeah, we up out of here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me, Pizzle.
Hey, thanks for having. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, yeah, you know what time it is. It's our turn. 2022 Giants Outsiders. We taking over. We out of here.